Hey, hey. Hopefully that's not too loud. It's a little bit loud. I'd say that much is just as good. Yeah, that's good enough. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless and happy Easter to all of you. It's good to see you. Sorry I was away yesterday, but I am here today. We're gonna be busy today and we're gonna be busy tomorrow. We're gonna play a lot of Crimson Desert afterwards, so stay tuned for that. But right now we got ourselves a big hard rant stream for you today. We're gonna be showing off obviously some trailers. We're gonna talk about Tim Kaine and toxic positivity when it comes to game developers. We're gonna talk about Laura, the queen of Xbox, who's talking about live service games, and we're gonna talk about Crimson Desert and game journalists that well, I mean, you already know we can't trust, you know, the overall majority, you know, access media of game journalists. They like to do this whole thing where they're just like, oh, it's just my opinion. No, you gotta hold yourself to a higher standard when you're with IGN or GameSpot. We're going to talk about that today. And of course, we're going to get the perspective of Koreans looking from the outside looking in, looking at the Western sort of scope of these game journalists, and a complete bias between Marathon and Crimson Desert. We're going to talk about that today. I do appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for being here. I think this is loud enough. There we go. That's good enough. Didn't want it too low. Yeah, didn't want it too low. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. We are going to fire up some trailers here in a second. Good to see you, Venom. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I have some ideas for some new voice lines for the Twitch thing, and I also have some ideas for obviously new emotes coming here soon. No animated emotes, but you know, because some good emotes. So stay tuned for that one. But yes, let's go ahead and check out the demos or trailers. The first one is called Gray Zone, and it's an indie developer called and they're called Madfinger Games. They got 1 million subscribers, 1.6 million, and they're working on Gray Zone Warfare. And they got a new update on the game. Right now it's $26.99 on sale on Steam, and it's an extraction shooter that's better than Escape from Tarkov. I love Escape from Tarkov. I love it. But I want more. You guys know that when it comes to extraction shooters for me, or any sort of shooting game for me, it has to be in the style of Metro, Stalker, or sort of like wildlands sort of old school, like just a man going through the jungle sniping targets. And I really like the overall big aesthetic of customizing your weapons. I love that. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me go ahead and change the video. Here we go with the first trailer.
After the event, the island was evacuated and quarantined. You may be skilled, but out here...
Obviously, not the best graphics, but I don't care.
You're unknown. Nobody trusts a new name. So you gain the trust. When a job goes bad, you don't quit. You don't stop until it's done.
All right, gameplay. I think they're PMCs or something. Dang, classic M4. Nice gun.
Execute.
You got some leaning. I love a good lean. It doesn't take forever for them to get down. I like that.
And Lamont, respect isn't...
Whoa, it's PvE and PvP. That's good. That's good. I like his fucking rubber band arms. Perfect.
Free. You have to earn it. Earn it.
Now, of course, this is on the Unreal Engine. I believe it's Unreal Engine 5, I believe. If it's on, I think it might be Unreal Engine 4 or 5. I hope it's 4. But if it's 5, that's fine. I've been hearing good things about the overall optimization and the cleanliness of the game. But I'm gonna give this game a try maybe later on my own time. But definitely, this game is out right now, but it's on early access. I hate it when they don't add the early access part. I hate that shit. It's like, yo, the game is out now. Is it on early access or not? Just tell me the truth. Okay? It's just, am I waiting? I mean, right now there's a discount right now where it's down to $26.99, so I'm gonna get it. But yeah, early access, it's looking good. So I can't wait for that game. Have you noticed that there's no women in the game? Great. Tainted Grail's new DLC coming out here soon. Let's check it out.
Arthur, at last we stand before one another. It has been a long while, my old friend.
They've been killing it.
You could have had
maybe it's time to come back.
It was within your grasp.
Merlin's tomb.
Are you ready to face the weight of choices you never made?
Nice sword. Is that a Moonlight Greysword? Hey, SF.
Paths you allowed to wither. Tell me, are you
New mini
prepared
boss,
to
nice.
live your life as I have seen it?
Nice mage armor.
Arthur, all has been said. Are you prepared now to stand in judgment?
I love the overall, like, dark fantasy aesthetic.
Now do you see what your hesitation wrought? The Red Death spreads again, and with it comes fear, chaos,
More lore on the Red Death.
annihilation.
Nice. I like this. I like it. You know, not bad for a Skyrim wannabe game, you know what I mean? Not bad, not bad. You know what I mean? Jeez. Okay, finally, guys, I'm here. Looks like Skyrim. That's because it is Skyrim. Anyway. Anyway. This is Mortal Shell 2. I haven't played Mortal. I haven't played Mortal Shell 1. But I'm hearing good things about Mortal Shell 2. So let's go ahead and check it out. Ooh, nice. Is that a crossbow? Oh, he looks good. I feel like I've seen that design already. Lambs? Oh, I like this design. Is this a Souls-like? Damn.
That's why she made you. To tread the unfound path. This foul passenger, he's the poison.
First of all, let me talk real quick. Who the fuck is that your character all double cheeked up? That is fucking insane. Good lord. So apparently you're inside of a shell. Each set is like, works differently. And this one's just caked up female knight. With a giant Gatling gun on your back?
In your mother's heart, you must become the cure.
Playstack presents. Oh, we're doing gameplay. Okay. I love that. I love it when they show gameplay. Is that a fucking gun? Why not? Nice. That's all you got? We need to upgrade that. I love the executions. Ooh. Whoever's playing this plays a lot of their own game. Finally, somebody who plays their own game. Awesome. Not some dumbass on here doing some weird shit. This person knows how to play the game. Our armor looks great. Lords of the Fallen, Mortal Shell 2. All these games are looking great. Okay, I put poison on that. Okay, we got a lot of parrying. Oh, watch out for Fatty. Oh, a different type of an ability. Well, you could just jump right on. Oh, they love executions in this game. All right.
Who goes there? Oh, you.
Oh, we got a lot of fatties in this game.
Familiar. Can you aid me? I've been waylaid.
Nice.
Leave me. It's my companion, a feline. He's gone. Nothing. Will you look for him?
Don't you have bigger problems than your cat?
It's an endless pursuit.
Oh, you gotta
I
show
don't
off the
think I can
characters.
Go back to Rant commerce.
Oh, you can play as Fatty? What the fuck was that? Let's go back, go back, go back. Was that an ability? Was that an ability? I like how you could be fat in this game. Awesome.
Commerce.
You could become a lamb. Why not? Why not? I like the...
If he's been harmed, I don't know what I'd do.
Your cat's fine.
An eye out, please.
Your cat's just licking his balls. He don't care about you.
What's next?
Damn.
Harbinger.
Yo, these armor sets look great.
No. Once I thought I'd find the eggs, the ova, all on my own.
We got maps, all right.
But few remain, and even fewer are unguarded.
Oh shit, it's female Zordon. Oh no, it's not female Zordon, it's female Zed. Not much reaction to the... Oh, nice. That hammer needs some more of a reaction, but alright. I hate it when big weapons don't move enemies. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. Oh. Oh. You lost your shell? I got it. Okay, a stun bar. Oh, you can get your shell back. Okay. It seems like he's got some heavy rock armor. Oh. I thought that was gonna be that looked like a second. Second phase. That gun looks sweet. The crossbow. Oh shit. Okay, you just wanted to show off her fucking ass. We got it, alright? Oh, that's her. Damn. No jiggle physics? What a waste. How do you miss a layup like that?
Far. Look. You're nervous? You get used to it. Now go.
That's how you travel? Yo, fuck AAA video games, bro. Yo. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. That is so fucking... That's cool. They didn't have to do that. They wanted to do that. God damn. Yeah, Lord Zed. What up, Woodput? Hey, Tsunami. I want that gun. I'll work my ass off to get that gun. Chat, you might have liked that. Don't lie. Not a fan of Souls-like, but seems like the combat has a lot less weight in combat. The animations are iffy and need some work. I agree with you. But there's a lot in here that I do like. Ooh, the parry. Oh. Is that a spear crossbow? Nice. Oh, fuck that. You don't need a exclamation marker. Take that off. It was clear as day that the monster was gonna jump at her. Okay, it was clear as day the monster was gonna jump at her. Take off the exclamation mark. Let people. You don't need the. If you want to put a little red for like, hey, this is an unblockable thing, you need to dodge. Okay, that's fine. Make like a little bit of a red mark, a red shine. But I don't think you need it. But yeah. Yeah, so you don't need that. You just wanted to do that. This game's gonna be easy if it's all about that parry. I love parrying. Oh, balls time. The fuck is that? Oh, it's a little servitor, baby. We're so fucking back. We're so fucking back. Oh my god. Yo. AAA studios are like, don't you think this is a little bit offensive? I hope so. Stop being fat, fatty. This looks like a World of Warcraft boss right here. Or at least a World of Warcraft player. Because basically World of Warcraft is for females that look exactly like this. This is perfect. Nice art design. Very good art design. I'm not gonna play the first. I got you. Yeah, I'll wishlist that. Beta signups? I don't want a beta sign up. I want the game. What the fuck is a beta sign up gonna do for here's a beta to a Souls-like game. It's not a fucking, I don't think it's a multiplayer built game. What I just don't understand. I don't understand one-player games where it's like, sign up now to play the game and test it out. And I'm like, why? Just do an early access and shut the fuck up. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like, just do an early access or bring the whole game out. It'll be just fine. I don't need no beta signups. Sometimes, here's another thing I gotta say. Sometimes you just gotta let your game come out in 1.0. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's too many developers out there that just don't believe in their own shit. Okay? They don't believe in their own shit. Like, they totally forgot that they're gamers as well. It's like, hey, you want to test out the game and tell us what you think about it before 1.0? And I'm like, well, what do you think about it? You're the gamer too. You play the fucking game. What the fuck do you think about it? And I'm like, okay, well, you want an outside perspective. Fine. Then do a short early access or something like that. I just don't think it's like the reason why I don't like early access and all this other stuff, even though it could be useful, the reason why I don't like early access and all this other stuff is because developers have lost this sense of like, well, what do the gamers like? You remember back in the day when gaming was peak and we had this like, oh man, I didn't think this game was going to be so great. It's so fucking awesome. And of course you had your L's. You had games that were L's back in the day, but most of the games that came out were just like, oh man, I like this game, I'm going to keep this game, especially a physical copy or something. But now we've all just become beta testers. Now everything's just like, I gotta make sure this game's perfect. And I'm like, I guess I get it that making a game is very risky, but bro, that's part of the game. It's part of the game to risk. And I'm just like, oh, well, and also here's another thing. Like, there will be 50 or 100 people that say, what happens when 50 or 100 people say, we would like this quality of life feature, can we have it? And then we don't get it. And then you'll listen to like 3 people that say, hey, can we put like what's the word I'm looking for? Can we put some sort of like representation in this game, or some sort of like, yo, can we have like male, female, and non-binary on the game? So you'll listen to it's the same thing with KCD2. Great game, awesome, but they didn't listen to the majority. They listened to 5 fucking weirdos online. It's like, yo, could we get this for the game, please? And they were just like, we'll work on it. And then 2 people were just like, yo, make Henry gay. And they were just like, right on it. And I'm like, This is why Warhorse Studios is going through some bullshit right now. But anyway, great trailer. Great trailer. I like the game. I'm gonna wish list it. I remember either playing the game or not playing it. I remember that. I do appreciate the gameplay over cutscenes for sure, though. The more devs need to do that, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Got a bit of sad news. So I'm gonna bring this up for right now. I guess it's because the devs are weirdos too. Yes. Or afraid. So Ayaka Mods, that is like a smaller, you know, mod site. Ayaka Mods is all about bringing out mods that are completely your own. When you make a mod for a video game, well, you should be able to put whatever you want on the game if you're making a mod. It's your game, do what you will with the game, and mod it however you will. That sort of thing. Well, Nexus Mod doesn't like that. Nexus Mod doesn't like this whole idea that there's other modding sites. Let's read about it. Ayaka Mods, Nexus Mod alternative, claims Nexus Mod is contacting other modding server owners, saying that they will limit their support if servers promote any alternative modding host providers. Let's read it first before we continue. So it says, Nexus staff Pikisaurus privately sent DM to Code Vein 2 modding server owner, calling Ayaka Mods fairly toxic and implying they would limit Nexus Mods support if the server kept promoting us. No evidence, just backroom pressure. It doesn't matter if there's evidence or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You should be able to put your mod wherever you want it to be. Whatever happens outside of Nexus Mods is the modder's own business. They can do it. Like, a lot of modders have a Patreon. A lot of modders have their own store, because I'm pretty sure there's like a 30-70 or a 50-50 when it comes to getting endorsements. So of course a modder would like to do like, hey, here's a link to my other mods. Like when I get mods for Marvel Rivals, and there's better skins for Marvel Rival characters. Don't ask me what the skins are. Shut the fuck up. There's paid mods for them, you know, from the side. So I think that's great that they want to get endorsed, especially if their work is good. And so that should... Hello? So let's read this little small snippet. It says, I know it's small, but I'll read it to you. He says, basically, I'd like to talk about how we could support your community around the Code Vein 2 release. I'm also a bit concerned about your server promoting use of websites like Ayaka Mods. That is such a communist Marxist bullshit thing to say. It fucking disgusts me. This person and anybody that it would do the same should be completely removed from Nexus Mods. 100%. 100%. Also, this is not a real, like, fucking TOS, by the way. This is not some, oh, you could only have your mods over here. If they were to come out, if Nexus Mods were to come out and say, you could only have your mods here, and if we catch your mods anywhere else, we'll destroy your whole account. That is bullshit, and they know it. Fine, you want to do that? Fine. But I think most people, especially modders, would like to display their work in multiple different areas. I don't know. I'm the American here. I'm the one about freedom of expression, so you tell me. They have a fairly toxic reputation. This would somewhat limit how much we can support, but it's an open to discussion is the exact message. We agreed that you wouldn't be toxic within CV Code Vein 2 server. And then Nexus Mods at the bottom says, stop letting your mods rot in your drafts. The new form is here and it's literally so easy to use. We fixed the code. Now you fix the feedback. Give it a go. yeah, this needs to be pointed out more often. And I think it's getting a little bit of traction. 202,000 views. This is disgusting. 100% it is. So if Ayaka Mods is for you, Ayaka Mods right now needs to keep on implementing more things within their website. And Nexus Mods is like bar none better when it comes to overall aesthetic or quality of life features. But right now Nexus Mod is going through this whole process where there was not only a change of management, but also they're doubling or tripling down on certain mods that not we like, but what they don't like. Okay, so we don't know what it is, but you probably know what it probably is. There is a mod that lets you make sure. There's a mod that lets you become black Geralt, and that's okay, but you can't have a white Musa in KCD2. You can't have Trump's head on Captain America. What else? I think there's another one. There is you can't have what's the other one? I remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's fairly recent. Ah, gotcha. Have all the characters be white in Crimson Desert. Those kind of mods. And like, if I was to make a game, with different races, and somebody wants to come out and be like, well, I don't want to do black people in my game, and I'm like, mod it up, baby, have fun. Or you want to romance, you want to have a same-sex romance in my game, okay, mod it up. If you want to mod up your game to do a same-sex romance, by all means. But they'll allow that, but they won't allow like, oh man, well, I want to have all white people in my game, or I want to get rid of all the flags in my game. They get rid of all the pride flags in Spider-Man 2. They'll throw those out the window. They'll call them problematic. We've gone through this whole conversation about Nexus Mods for a while now, and Nexus Mods is very, very useful. There's no doubt about that. But if they keep on chipping away people's work, because people work their asses off to make sure that they can add 100 hours to a game that they like, or 20 hours or 30 hours, I don't see why they can't. They paid for the fucking game. But it's their website, so if they want to do, it's their website, and if that's their rule, and you want to keep on kicking people out and destroying people's accounts, by all means, please do. Because there's alternatives. So, that's up to them. That is up to them. There's always alternatives, so keep it up. Okay. Modders are amazing. I don't 100% work with them. Oh, they're fun. I did a few voice lines for a Warhammer mod for Mountain Blade. I'm never gonna tell you which one it is. Nexus Mod's been taking down lots of mods. One was over replacing the pride flag in Spider-Man 2. Yep. I remember that. You remember hot characters? You remember hot characters? You remember that? You remember hot characters? Remember that? I remember when I got jebaited by the way Lae'zel looked, or not Lae'zel, but we got jebaited by the way she looks, and then when the game came out, I was just like, bro, who the fuck is this? It's like, who the fuck is this? I mean, I romance both, but I was like, and then somebody, and by the way, somebody made a mod to make her look like that. By the way, I think the way they made Liliana in Dragon Age Inquisition was hot dog water. It was fucking trash. But anyway, doesn't matter now. I'm gonna put you right here. That's a shame, but it is what it is. She's got a big forehead, by the way. I like that forehead. I got a big forehead. She cute though. There's a hot woman on that forehead, just letting you know. Lae'zel had her moments. Yes, she did. Lae'zel has that piercing gaze that I kind of like, but let's be honest. I mean, it's a fucking Gith Yankee, so yeah. I could talk about another mod. Like, the mod is available right now, but people wanted to report a mod where you can change Lae'zel to be more attractive, and people wanted to take that down. Miraculously, they didn't take it down. Miraculous, because there's certain mods that they really want to take down off of Nexus mods, but they're just like, I hear that 5 people want me to take down this one small mod, but if I take this mod down that is too close to the sun, we're gonna get burned. You know what I mean? When there's like 19,000 people that downloaded a mod that made Lae'zel hotter, and then somebody comes out and says, we're gonna ban this mod because you made Lae'zel hotter and not a true Gith Yankee. Well, then everybody in fucking that's the one area where the you know what? I'm gonna test. Sir, was there any mods on Nexus? BG3. For the BG, yeah, for the BG3 game, was there any mods on Nexus that got banned? Huh? Yeah, no, there it is. There it is. The mod that was banned for erasing identity politics from the that's the one. How could I fucking forget? They erased a mod that was erasing identity politics off of, that's the safe one. That's the one where everybody was like, well, it's like, well, they're being homophobic and transphobic, so we're gonna take this mod down. That was the safe one. That was the safe one. So much for putting whatever you want on your game. So much for that shit. Yeah, so much for that. Stupid. Erasing gay people and shit. So yeah, there is that one. I totally forgot about that one. Funny thing is, chat, they put that mod somewhere else. Ayaka mods. They've been going after Ayaka mods for so long because they're just like picking up any mod that Nexus mods doesn't like, and I'm just like, perfect. It's like, we're taking this mod out, and then Ayaka mods just captures it before it falls on the ground. It's just like, oh, we got it. Hey, we got it. And I like that. It is like, we're taking out this mod because it's problematic, and then Ayaka mods is in the back like, if they don't want it, we'll take it. Karlak is great. Just wish she had a bit more ass and bigger boobs. Yeah, that too. And God, she was such a God. I don't like her hair. I don't like her hair. It's too gay. If it was different, I would like her more. She was too appealing to gay people. This is why Shadowheart was the leading romance in the whole game, because surprise, surprise, mostly men play video games and they go for the hottest person, and guess what? The most feminine one out of all of them is Shadowheart. I'm sorry for people that like Lae'zel, like me, Karlach, Minthara, all those people. It doesn't matter. The biggest one was Shadowheart because, let's be honest, she was the hottest. Yeah, she was the hottest. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into what? Okay. Stop.
Hi everybody, it's me, Tim.
Hold on. Okay. Alright, buddy. This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to listen to Tim Kane on toxic positivity when it comes to games. It was coming. This conversation had to come. So I'm interested in what he has to say. Let's go and see.
Hi everybody, it's me, Tim. Today I want to talk about toxic positivity. And I really want to talk about this. I put it off for a while. It seems weird to be talking about it now with all the negativity in the world, but this channel is almost 3 years old, and there's always been a bunch of negativity in the world, and it doesn't seem to be going away. And
Tim, this is the real world, dude. You gotta wake the fuck up, bro. I don't... You want rose-tinted glasses? What do you want? What do you want? I would love it if everybody was holding hands and we all went to church. But can we have a semblance of reality?
I think this topic is important, and I'm going to say the word. I think it's very nuanced, which is why I kept putting it off. I know if I start talking about toxic positivity, people are going to think I'm talking about a particular game or developer, publisher. Can't stop that. By the way, 99% of those comments are wrong. Oh, Tim's thinking about this. And I think some of them are joking.
It doesn't matter. You're talking about a certain... It doesn't matter because you're talking about video game. This is tied to video games. So let's be honest. It doesn't matter which video game it is. Overall, especially when it comes to AAA games, the toxic positivity has destroyed video games. It doesn't matter whether or not it's Obsidian, Ubisoft. It doesn't matter whether or not it's Xbox or Sony or Santa Monica. It doesn't matter. It's all over, okay? It's all over. It's all over. The only ones that seem to dodge that toxic positivity shit are the people that take risks. We're talking about the Slay the Spire 2 people. We're talking about the Tainted Grail people. We're talking about Gray Zone trailer. We're talking about the people that like Stalker. We're talking about even the people that like Metro. Shout out to the Metro fans out there. We're talking about all these different games that are niche, but they try their own thing. We're talking about Schedule 1. We're talking about all of these games. Crimson Desert even. The toxic positivity doesn't work in the gaming industry or even in real life.
Who can tell? Anyway, let's talk about what I consider to be toxic positivity. That's when you're so overly positive that you ignore all the negatives in something.
Yeah.
You can only see that it's 100% good.
Yeah.
I see this a lot online where people are like, this game is the best game ever in the entire world, and this TV show, it's the best TV show ever made, and it's 10 out of 10, and it's brilliant, and all this. They never... things can't just be good, they have to be great. And this can lead to a lot of issues. But to be clear, This is not me talking about optimism. When I did my video on overanalyzing, people thought I was talking about analyzing, and that over was doing a lot of heavy lifting in that video. I was talking about overanalyzing, analyzing to the point where now you don't even enjoy what you're looking at anymore.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm talking about
the absence of analyzing is what he's talking about. There's over analyzing when it comes to making video games, and then there's the absence of analyzing, period.
being so optimistic that you're now toxically positive and ignoring anything going wrong. It's that dog sitting in a room and everything's fine, even though everything's on fire. It's funny that I'd be talking about this because I did a video on me being naive and optimistic, and I am. In fact, I've had a producer that I've known for a long time and I respect really well. He has said to me multiple times, this person, he's done this thing before. Why is him doing it again surprising to you? And I'm like, I'm going to give you a couple examples, a game one and a non-game one, to explain what I mean. The game example, I used to attend a weekly meeting that summarized everything that was in development at the company I was at.
Okay.
It was a very high-end meeting. You had to have at least the word director in your name or like run the studio.
So the big ones we're talking about: game director, game designer, probably the writer, marketing. Yeah, gotcha.
This meeting was always just torrentially positive. This is going great. The docs are great. The team is great.
I've been in meetings like this and it fucking disgusts me. Because you would go to a meeting and they're just like, we're doing great, we're reaching these numbers, we're reaching these engagements, and everybody in the room knows, when are we going to replace the parts for this? When are we going to fix the trucks? When are you going to fire the people that don't show up to work? When are you going to make some like incentives? He's like it became this whole, Janet brought, but we're not gonna give people a raise, but hey, Janet brought some brownies, they're out in the back, sort of shit. Okay, it's that kind of level of shit where it's just like, I don't want brownies, I want a better work environment.
Everything was always great. Then 1 week rolled around and a project was canceled and the director for that project was not there. I asked what happened because I said, I don't understand. Nobody said anything, so I raised my hand and said, I don't understand. Every week for the last year, everything's been going great on that project, and now it's canceled? I do not understand. Could somebody explain this to me? Because right. I have to admit, I'm looking at all the other project updates here with...
This is probably how Ubisoft is right now.
Now with an eye going, are they really great? I was told by somebody above me this would be discussed later. Surprise. Spoiler alert. It was never discussed again.
Yep.
That's toxic positivity.
Exactly. Because if you had a conversation about the problem, then now we have to allocate resources to fix said problem. But since we for some odd reasons, when it comes to companies, especially AAA game developer companies, they like to put a blanket over it. Oh shit, people don't like the design of the characters? Put a blanket over it. It's all good. What, people don't like the gameplay loop on this game? Put a blanket over it. What, they don't like the 3v3 game because the game feels empty? Put a blanket over it. It's all that sort of shit. And then when the game comes out and people have been telling you like, yo, do this thing or your game's dead. And then out of nowhere, the developers are like, well, here's a new character, here's a new game, and it's usually live services, but it's also one player games too. But just out of nowhere, they're just like, we got all this new shit in the game, and I'm just like, wait, were you holding on to all that shit the whole time? It's like, like High Guard, for example. Like High Guard was toxic positivity 101. And then they were just like, oh, they want this shit? Well, then pump it out in less than 3 days. It didn't work. It was too late. The damage has already been done. But I'm over here just like, you held that shit? Bro.
If everything is great because nothing negative is ever discussed,
Yep.
then first of all, things aren't so great. And second, it won't ever be great because if you
Nope.
don't fix the problems, they're just gonna grow and grow while you ignore them until...
Because nobody wants to have arguments. They have built this whole staple. If we're having arguments, then people are being negative. Therefore, I'm going to cry. Somebody else is going to cry. I'm going to hate you. You're going to hate me. And then we're going to have to fire some people. And then the whole thing just implodes in itself. And then the game never gets done. However, turns out, if you're a fucking adult instead of a fucking grown man child, if you were an adult and you were like, I disagree with you, we should put this in the game. Well, I disagree with you, we should put this into the game. Well, let's ask the community and see what we should do. Well, then, all right, then. It's not gonna work, though. It will. Let's talk to them. And then the people will listen. And, you know, there's always that aspect where the community can get involved. But there's also an aspect of just like, listen, this will be a great idea if we pull this off. But what if we meld both ideas together? Well, I like my idea more. But think about this. Check this out, where I put both of our ideas together. That's actually a good idea. Let's put that in the gameplay. You're filled. Listen, you guys over there in the triple game industry keep on passing game developers over from one studio to another like it's fucking popcorn. Just pop, 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 pop. Oh, my studio fell down. Ooh, I was in Ubisoft, but now I'm here in Santa Monica. Oh shit, I used to work at Warhorse. Now I'm over at fucking CD Projekt Red. I automatically know what I'm doing over here. And then you just get a mixed match of people who are afraid of change. They're afraid of like, well, we want to make these characters this way. And then some fat bitch is going to be like, well, these characters, they're too gooner. He's like, it's not something that I want to do. Perfect example would be Oblivion Remake, where they changed the designs of the statues and the sort of costumes and stuff to where it's just like, ooh, I don't want to appeal to gooners or anything. By the way, anybody that says that are fucking degenerates as well. Okay, so anybody that says that, they're degenerates as well. They just don't like it when it pertains to the gamer. And so those sort of people that you have in your studio, you have two options. You either find common ground or fire them. That's it. There's no like, oh, well, since we can't agree on it, let's just sit on our hands and then just never discuss it. No. We discuss it now and we decide. It's like, well, I don't want to do this. If you guys don't appeal to what I want to do, and you start appealing to what the gamers want, then I'm leaving. Bye, bitch. I'll come into work with a smile on my face every fucking day and be like, hey guys, hey Janet, hey Cindy, hey Matthew, hey George, how y'all doing? And then 15 minutes in, while we're having a discussion and we're having a disagreement, I'm ready to fire a nigga. I'm ready. I'm just like, oh man, I loved Maggie so much. But get that dumb bitch out of here. Get her out of here. She's fucking up my flow. Get that dumb bitch out of here. Get her out. She's part of the HR team anyway. Nobody needs her.
Finally, things just have to be canceled. That project that got canceled, I think it easily could have been saved. But it wasn't, because the problems were ignored until it was too late to do anything but cancel it.
Exactly.
But here's a real life example. I have a friend, very happy, very fun, outgoing, very active online. And a bear, which is a member of the community I'm in, of bearded gentlemen of a certain girth, Zoftig.
You're fat.
To speak.
Fat and a beard. Got it.
Online, he was all about body positivity, and he was overweight. But then he had a health.
We were just talking about this. They also can't make a change without 10 layers of approval. Not true.
Health scare. He was in his 40s. He had a very, very scary health evaluation at his doctor, and he was told,
no shit. See, I'm okay with big dudes that are working out, and you're a big fat dude, kind of like Eddie Hall and shit. I'm okay with that. But if you're my friend and you're getting fatter and fatter and you can't sit up all the time, I'm going to say it to your face. I'm going to say, hey, dude, I care about you a lot. You need to watch your fucking weight, or I'm not going to be able to see you again, bro. I've already lost too many people to weight, alcohol, and fucking drugs. And if I lose another one, I'm going to go bat fucking crazy. And then he's like, oh, dude, well, I don't see. It's like, no. We're not going to have this whole like, he's like, yo, there's a reason. He's like, no, you're killing yourself. Okay. You just ate a whole rotisserie chicken. Okay. It's like this whole body positivity shit. It's just a blanket to like, to work on your insecurities. Okay. It's just you're insecure. People obviously playing the video game want attractive characters, and you're over here talking about body positivity. Well, guess what? I'm not giving the gamers body positivity. I'm giving them a fucking video game. Okay? I'm not going to lose money because of how you feel.
You need to lose weight, or this is going to become catastrophic.
Exactly. That hats off to Tim Kaine. Hats off to him, man. No, hats off to him to say that to a friend. It sucks, but when you have somebody that you care about, you have to say the hard shit. Bro, you have to go into this AA thing and go away for 3 months so you can get away from alcohol. And obviously they're going to be like, well, what about these people? And what about everybody else? And everybody else has problems. That's great. That's awesome. You need to go. You need to go take care of yourself. Well, I got is like, I've had this conversation multiple times with like multiple different people. Some people have listened to me. Some people haven't. And that sort of thing will, and the thing about this is that's an added to thing to it, is that he'll bring his body positivity shit to fucking work, and that shit will kind of trickle or spread to everyone else. And some other fat bitch will be like, well, I like body positivity too. No, it's all a fucking cancer. Okay? You can't do that to other people just so you can feel better. Okay? He's like, oh, you're making yourself fat, and you're killing yourself. Don't bring that over to Megan. Don't bring that to fucking Fred. Okay? Let's just be honest with y'all, with each other. Y'all need to fucking exercise. Otherwise, two things are gonna happen. You're gonna be bedridden, and you'll need medicine, or you're gonna fucking die. Choice is yours. Or you could take the third option and actually exercise.
Well, he started eating better. He went to the gym, and he got
it. And I think this is great. However, I know what he's about to say. Because it always happens when you're trying to... It'll happen. You're human. But I'm not going to say something to where it's just like... oh yeah, you're human, bro. I understand that you took a day off of gym or something like that, or you ate some ice cream sandwiches. I get it, bro. However, I will tell him this. You need to get back on track, because you will start getting lazy again and again, and you'll get nowhere. You'll get nowhere. You working your ass off trying to sweat and lose calories, it takes a copious amount of time, but eating an ice cream sandwich or two will erase all that time. That's all it takes. It sucks, and that's unfair, but that's just how it is. Where you're just working your ass off 2 hours a day, and then you eliminate it by eating junk food. All that work, all that sweat, gone because you ate McDonald's. You don't need to exercise to lose weight. Just eat less calories than your body needs. You need to exercise. You need to exercise. Because it's called a two-pronged attack. Does anybody know anything about that? It's called a two-pronged attack. Eat less, eat healthier, exercise. And your body will adjust itself, realizing, oh, I'm so used to sitting on my ass and eating junk food. And now I'm exercising, and I'm also eating vegetables and fruits and the proper meats and greens that I need to, to feel better. It's a two-pronged attack. Because if you just eat less, it's slow, but if you exercise, you're speeding up the process.
Got into really good shape, and his numbers all got better. And his doctor was like, "This is great," and he documented it because.
Also, do you want to go to the hospital or a doc? Nobody likes doctor's appointments. You have to do the best you can to make sure you never see fucking Dr. Phil ever fucking again. I think that's fucking an idea, you know what I mean? Where it's like, bro, I don't want to go to another doctor's appointment. I'm going to exercise. So you exercise, you work hard, you work at it. And then your doctor says like, oh, I won't see you next week. It seems like you're doing all right. Your heart's in the right place, as in like your heart rate and all that stuff. I won't need to see you this month. It's a fucking great feeling.
He puts his whole life online. And he got slammed just by a few people, but they were very vocal about it. About no longer being body positive, that he was shaming people who were still overweight by
Nobody says anything about somebody stopping drugs. Nobody says anything about somebody stopping drinking alcohol. But as soon as it becomes about being fat or trying not to be gay or trying to go to church or trying to better themselves and trying to take care of yourself, the only body positivity I want to fucking hear about is a friend telling another friend you need to get fucking better, and then they work at it. That's the only body positivity I fucking know. The words are very important, and people like that have fucked it up. True body positivity is making sure that you make it the next day. By the way, these people that are overweight, they more often than not die while they're resting or sleeping. It's a very sad state. It's a very sad state where it's just like you're choking or you can't breathe. It's dark in your room and you can't get up off your bed, and it just feels like you're drowning in your own fat and shit, and you need somebody to some help. But mostly these people that are fat are pretty much either alone or they're with another fat person. So the area of like, oh, we need to get him to the hospital quick or take him to the emergency. It's hopefully they have somebody close by, but more often than not, they're pretty much either alone or with another fat person, and they're probably zonked out or and asleep. And it's fucking sad. It's hella sad. And then you get people that are saying, "Oh, you're losing weight and looking better. Oh man, you're going against the grain, bro. You're going against us." Some people should not be around other people. Okay, you have to choose your friends wisely. Anybody that's trying to get in your way from getting healthy should be removed completely. But the thing is, usually with these sort of people, they're pretty much, they're pretty much me, myself, and I. They're pretty much alone. So they're gonna say something like, "Well, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be fucking alone. So let me go get fat again because I don't want to lose the last friends that I got." So sad, man.
Getting into good shape to avoid dying. And here's the weird thing. The ones shaming him were the ones that were actually being body shaming.
Yeah.
If you shame someone for being in really good shape, how's that different from shaming someone who's really overweight?
Exactly.
And what was weird in his case is he really had a strong medical, defined, objective reason for trying to lose that weight and keep it off.
And the thing is, they know. More likely, they know that this man has been going to the doctor, and they don't give a fuck. They look at him, they see him go to the hospital every day. They don't give two shits if you went to the fucking doctor. They know you went to the doctor. They know you got health issues. They know that you breathe too hard. But they don't give a shit about that. They only gave a shit as soon as you started to look better, do better.
And people were shaming him for doing it. And my mind just did not understand. And a mutual friend of ours said, "That's toxic positivity." And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
I get it. And by the way, this happens a lot. This happens a lot in all kinds of things. No one ever wants to discuss problems. And they don't want to discuss them for various reasons. One, no one wants to be the negative person in the room. You're always negative. You're always bringing up problems. Because if
Is it really negativity? Is it really being negative? You need these. When it comes to making video games, you need somebody that has a different set of opinions and be like, "Bro, actually, this might be a bad idea," or like, and then the game comes out and everybody's like, "Why did they add this?" You know what I mean? You always need that person to be like, "Actually, if you think about it, the progression of the game will be put up to the test because we got a progression system that doesn't do anything. We need to change this." Because a lot of you probably have your own thing that you're making yourself, and you're just like, "This is going to be cool, and I don't want to change it." And then somebody's going to be like, I see what you got on this game, but I don't think in the long run it's going to be very intuitive to the game." It's like, "But this is what I want. This is what I want." It's like, okay, but I could see it working for a short period of time in the game, but in the long period, think about it, this and that, and that's the sort of example I'm giving you, where it's just like, there's the only negative on negativity, the only true negativity is when you're being toxically positive, or you're going around either causing harm to somebody physically, or saying outlandish things to people. Like, let's say, "Hey, Tim Kaine," like, you just go over to his area and he's like, "Hey, you're a fat piece of shit." It's like, well, that's not really anything constructive. He's just being an asshole. That we need to go back to saying not toxic or not negative. It's just somebody's just being a piece of shit. Okay, there's a difference between they've they've destroyed what the real word negative means. Okay? They don't know what negative is anymore.
If you're the one who's always doing that, eventually you might start being ignored and seen as negative. But also,
In this day and age, when you're negative, you're seen more. Because the people that's the people that they're not going to remember the 5 positive people that were around them, but they'll remember that one person that was being negative in the gaming industry. They'll remember that person.
you might be blamed for the reason things are going wrong. And I've seen that happen. This is not new. I've seen this happen before. I've mentioned on here that I saw a producer yelling at a QA lead for finding a bug. And at first I thought he was saying, well, why are you finding this now? But he was just mad the bug was found. That's the QA person's job. How could you be?
Perfect example of what true negativity is. Yeah, it's like, oh, you found a bug. Awesome. We got to get rid of this bug. Let's get it out of here. It's like you're yelling at a person that showed up to work late. Perfectly makes sense. You're yelling at a person for showing up to work on time. You see what I'm saying? You'll see the correlation. You're telling your friend you need to get healthier. Not negative at all, regardless of how they say it. Bro, I like you, but you need to get your fat ass into exercise. Like, no, I'm not fat. Nobody's being negative here. It's a talk between two dudes being serious amongst each other. That's just the way they talk. Now, if somebody says, hey, I think you're doing just fine. Eat this giant piece of fucking cake. First of all, this person is completely negative and completely toxic and also probably fucking evil. Okay? That's true negativity.
Mad at that. Look, at some point in making a game, you need to look at everything with a very clear perspective, especially if you're the director. You can't be too negative, but you also can't be too positive, because you have to fix things that can be fixed.
You're true.
I've talked about the things I focus on: crash bugs, builds that can't finish the game. If a player innocently makes a build and then gets to the end boss and there's no way that build can kill that boss, this is annoying.
Yeah.
Frame rate is something a lot of people put up there. They're graphics programmers who that's what they devote their specialty to, is getting the frame rate fixed. A lot of people say I can't play a game with below a certain frame rate. A lot of consoles have as part of their I forget names all the time. There's a thing you have to meet. There's a specification you have to meet. They have minimum frame rate as part of that.
I see your
And then there are
thing.
things you can't fix, and this is why you have to have that, be able to see the negative things. Some things can't be fixed, but you can minimize the negative effect on the game.
How many times have you guys played a game that's either not working or just not fun, and you look at it and you're just like, the game comes out, the game is in full release, and you think to yourself, did they not test this game? No, they tested it. They know exactly what you're talking about. They just didn't do it because either time constraints or the fact that they just couldn't figure it out. And that's the one part that I really don't like, is the fact that there's too many game journalists out there that keep on getting recycled and reused, and they just can't learn. There's a difference between somebody who wants to learn more about the game industry and how to make games and program and, design. And then there are the people that are just dead weight. You know who we are. Saints Row 2022 is a perfect example. All that dumb shit that they put in Saints Row, the shit was an entire cancer for Saints Row 2022. They knew it was fucking bad. They knew the game was fucking bad. And what did they do? They said, oh, if you don't like our game, you're racist. Yeah, how did that work out? Newsflash, they're all fired. They're all gone.
Maybe you have an attribute that's not used enough, and you discover that it's not used enough. you can go to your scripters and go, hey, there are a couple more places we could use this skill or this attribute to bring it in par with the other ones. Or
balancing.
Maybe everything has a point system attached to it. So you're like, this one isn't used as much, so let's make it cheaper. It's cheaper to buy that attribute because it's not as useful in the game. It does have its uses, but not much, so it's cheap to get. Or make it a perk. Now it's completely optional and people don't have to buy it. And instead of having a lot of continuous levels, like maybe your attributes go to 10 or 20, it just has 3.
Perfect example would have to be Veilguard, where you have to go through a certain perk tree and you're like, I don't want this, but it's in the fucking way, so I have to get this perk. I have no choice but to get this perk that I don't want to get, so I can get the perk behind it. That's a perfect example.
I talked about that's a possibility for doing that with luck if I were to redo Fallout. Instead of having luck be an attribute and having to come up with what luck values 1 to 10 are, make 3 levels of luck as a perk, and each perk is a major noticeable change in how the player's luck affects his combat and non-combat skills.
And they did a good job too for New Vegas with luck, because you see those videos on YouTube where it's just like, I'm going to play the game with all just luck. Those videos are kind of fun.
So there are ways you can look at something and go, that's a problem, and I can fix it. I can't get rid of it, but I can make it better. Basically what I'm saying here is being overly positive can be just as bad as being overly negative. And in a way, they're the same thing. They're focusing entirely on one thing and completely ignoring the other. And a director cannot do that. You cannot afford to do that if you're a game director. You have to have a critical eye. Is this good enough? Does this fit into the...
And we all know why, right? Because there's only one launch day. One launch day. Day one is very important. You can't fuck up day one. Because day one, when your game comes out, it's going to decide whether or not you keep your job or you keep having fun making the games that you like. It's very important. And I can see why people do early access, because they're afraid that, like, oh man, what if this game is not 100%? So there's a lot of games out there that are just like, when day one hits, I think Valheim is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Valheim is still in early access. That's right. Valheim is still in early access. And I'm just wondering to myself, what the fuck? Finish your game. And that's the thing where it's just like there's being too positive, there's being too negative, and then there's just downright laziness. That can go towards toxic positivity.
Game, artistically, thematically, someone has to decide that, and it's the game director. And the problem here is being 100% positive will not lead you to a good game.
No,
or a good life.
And actually, it's more dangerous to be toxically positive, because if you're in that room at the studio and you see 10 gigantic problems with the game and you can't do anything, you've already said as much as you can and nobody's fucking listening to you, and they're just like rose tinted glasses saying, oh, everything's fine, and it'll fuck up your mind. I think James Olin from that was working on Exodus, I think there's a reason why he left Exodus, because the game hasn't even come out yet. I think that's a big red flag, that the big game designer for Exodus, James Olin, leaving that's a problem. And so toxic positivity with working with Wizard of the Coast, yeah, that makes sense. With Wizard of the Coast, they love toxic positivity over there.
So that's my thoughts on toxic positivity.
That was a good video. 100%. 100%. Oh, disrespect loves Crimson Desert. Well. Well. Yeah. What's Timmy's done now? Oh no, he's good. He's good. Good video. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing's easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We're here to watch another Laura video. She's here to talk about midnight releases, live services, and the like. Especially since she's got a big head into the Xbox sphere of gaming. And she's a very smart woman. I think one of the best female game developers out there, next to Amy Hennings and all that. These ladies have been, bro, when back in the day when there was a female like game developer, they knew what the fuck they were doing and they were on top. Nowadays, I don't know what sort of swamp hags we're getting lately, but the ladies back in the day, 2012, wow, they were great.
Until they get an Xbox 360.
Damn, look at how diverse it is over here. No way.
Man, I was hooked. What's going on?
Remember when a new game dropping felt like Christmas morning for both the players and the devs?
I miss it.
You would have these midnight launches where gamers would line up for hours to be the first to buy a new Xbox or the latest Halo. It was magical. And if a game ended up flopping, no big deal. Better luck next time. But that's not what's happening today.
Yo, we were rocking. Everything was perfect. And then they noticed that gamers were too good. The game developers were getting too much money. And then they just said, let's forget about the gamers having fun and focused on engagement.
Take Marathon. It launches and it becomes the hill to die on. You have rabid fans attacking anyone with even mild criticism, and
Marathon is awesome and a success, just a victim of an insane grifter smear campaign. Listen, I can't wait for the day, and I'm gonna say this up close. The day that Marathon falls and it fucking inevitably dies is the day that I get hard. All those people saying, oh, it's not gonna die, I'm gonna be right there. All those 9 out of 10s, I'm gonna be fucking there. And here's the thing. All these game journalists and game developers that are saying, oh, don't listen to anybody else, they're just grifters. Sony, especially the CEO, they want money. And when it comes to engagement, especially when it comes to a live service, they need a lot of money. Not, oh shit, 1.2 million copies sold. They want a great deal of money, okay? They're focused on numbers even more than the developers are focused on numbers. They're just like, bro, I need you to sell a lot. Well, we sold 1.2 million. What is that? What is 1.2 million? Well, that's a lot, right? I'm gonna have to fire somebody. Because I want money. You're over here talking about 1.2 million copies sold. Nigga, this is Sony. I want a whole lot of money. Concord fucked me up. Fucking now I'm hearing that they're working on Horizon Gathering. Gathering is gonna get no fucking money. So I need you to get money. Not 1.2 million, not 2.2 million copies sold. I need 5 million. That's where their head is at. They don't like these small numbers. The number of 1.2 million copies sold sounds great for a lot of different developers, especially if they're smaller. I think Slay the Spire 2 is sitting real good. Real good. But for Sony, they are hungry. They're ravenous. Ravenous. They just brought up the fucking prices of fucking... They brought up the price of the fucking PlayStation. And no, that's not because of fucking tariffs. It's because nobody's buying their slop. It's one of those moments where it's just like, I can give them better video games, or I can punish them and make them pay a little bit more. Yeah, I like that second option. Yeah, I like that. I like that. What kind of hard stream is this? Oh my god.
Haters brave dancing on the game before it's even been out for one day. Bungie already had to rush out patches for microtransaction complaints and audio changes, yet the negativity keeps rolling. It feels like some people are treating the whole thing like a spectator sport. So what happened? Why do game developers and gamers feel like enemies? Why don't we feel like teammates anymore? What happened to the camaraderie that we had in the past?
I got you on this one, hun. Investors, shareholders. That's what happened. And also DEI. Those are the things that happened. COVID ramped it the fuck up. COVID really ramped it the fuck up. They said, bro, these niggas ain't even gonna leave their house. I want all that fucking money. But is the game fun, sir? I don't care about. We just talked about toxic positivity. They need everyone with smiles on their faces. I don't care if you're pretending to have a smile on your face. I want you to work on this game and not give me any sort of feedback. The game will come out and it's going to be perfect. The fact they don't know what a gamer is anymore. They don't know what a gamer is anymore. There's too many people within the game industry that are not gamers, okay? They're in Halo Studios. They're in CD Projekt Red. They're in Ubisoft. And they're everywhere. BioWare. They're in Wizard of the Coast. They're all fucking fake. They are here to sell you they are here to sell you engagement. They are not here to sell you, oh man, I want these people to have fun. And then when nobody shows up for their girl with the fupa, they, them robot, fucking live service sort of like, ah man, I'm like Overwatch, but with ugly characters. Is like, that's what we're talking about. It's funny that nobody wanted to go over to Concord, but for some odd reason, everybody wants to go to Marvel Rivals. And it's not just because of, oh, I like Spider-Man, or oh, I like Black Cat, or something like that. It's because the game is fun and the characters are shown to be fun. Those, surprise, surprise, Chinese people helping people out, making sure that, hey, we got to stick to the source material and show them exactly the type of Marvel game that they want. And then Concord came out, and those developers said, listen, if you don't like our art design and our fat bitches and our ugly trans robots, then guess what? You're a bigot. That is so fucking hilarious. And by the way, those Concord developers, some of them went to fucking Highguard. And then they got left in the dust again. So now we got a whole bunch of people that think that they're game developers, but they're actually not developers. They are activists. They are pretenders. They are, what's a better word for these individuals? I've already said activists. I need a better word than this one. They don't belong. There's a lot of people that just don't belong in the game industry. I'm saying I know it's harsh to say this, but some people just don't belong. They shouldn't be doing any art design for a game. They shouldn't be making any gameplay. They shouldn't be working on optimization and all this shit. It's like, they're really good at taking Chinese money, but they're not really good at fucking, you know, keeping their mouth shut and make it a good game. They came up to us with High Guard. With High Guard, they came up to us and said, hey, 3v3 game where you play a big, muscular, ugly, masked chick and a woman with no tits. I think that orange-haired girl was the only hot person in High Guard. But anyway, moving on. Let's make a game that looks like every other game. The game. That's what High Guard is. Let's make a live service game that looks like every other copy paste game. It's amazing that there's a lot of film and TV shows that are woke as fuck and they're all the fucking same. It's the same fucking Mary Sue revenge plot, white people bad shit for them, and then for the gaming side we get the same shit where it's a whole bunch of ragtag fucking characters who look unappealing or unoriginal, and then they make a story where it's like, what's up with people adding guard to names, by the way? Veil Guard and High Guard. Did you all go to the same fucking school or something? Bro, we protect people. We protect people from the darkness. The darkness is called the Blight. For we are the Veil Guard, High Guard. I don't know. We're the Concord. It's you know that one person that's fucking weird in school? They amplified those motherfuckers up, and now we have to deal with their ass. Okay, that's exactly what they were supposed to stay in the back of the fucking bus to be a loser, and now we put them in the front page, and now we got to deal with the fallout. So we lose BioWare, we lose Halo, we lose all this shit. We lose fucking Assassin's Creed, the best Assassin's Creed. By the way, anybody that says Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a good game are fucking queers. The best Assassin's Creed, the last one was Assassin's Creed Unity. So Black Flag is still good, and Syndicate, yeah, those were all good. But Unity was the last bastion. Even though it was buggy mess, and I hate that you play shit, that was the last Assassin's Creed, okay? So now we got all the, like I said, pretenders and queers are up in the forefront. So now we have to be like, you know how we felt before COVID or around COVID, where it's like, oh, they're working on a fucking new DC, universe game. Oh shit, a DC Comics game. Oh, is it gonna be? Oh shit, Rocksteady? They're working on a new game. What's it gonna be, like a Batman Arkham world? Does Superman come out of nowhere and help out Batman? Bro, what if Wonder Woman came in there and these fucking losers came out and said, nigga, you're gonna play people that don't even matter, where you jump around looking like a fucking idiot as a shark, and you get skins, and you gotta pay for skins, and all your favorite superheroes die before your eyes. Flash, fucking Green Lantern, Superman. But guess what? You get to play as the least sexy Harley Quinn. You get to play as a stupid shark that nobody cares about. You get to play as a black dude with a gun. Thank God I'm represented. And then you play as an Australian. Thank God. Oh my God. Oh man. Everybody's got fucking ideas up in this shit.
Well, For starters, the industry used to be much smaller. When I started playing games,
and bloat, okay, and bloat. Like I said, she's right. Bloat. And it fits well with what I'm talking about, by the way. Bloat. And so when you're bloating, guess what? You get fucking weirdos that don't know how to make games. And for some odd reason, the developers were like, oh shit, what does BlackRock and Vanguard want me to do? Let that weird fucking black girl that doesn't want to talk to anybody, who wears a pink fucking polka dotted dress, and make her become the game designer? Of course I will. But sir, she doesn't know how to make any games. You're a bigot. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? What the fuck? She's gonna have your job. Goodbye. See ya. And then when the game dies, and then everybody gets fired, and then you reshuffle the game developers, then the game developers and game journalists come at you and be like, "What? I didn't see this happen. Did anybody see this happen? I didn't see this happening. Where did this come from? I had no idea. It mind boggles me that these games aren't working." I know what it is. I know why this game failed. And all the gamers are like, finally, they figured it out. So now we're gonna get back to, like, I don't know, the cool games like Shadow of Mordor and fucking Star Wars, like another Knights of the Old Republic. It's because of the grifters, bro. And you're like, son of a bitch. And I'm over here, and they're just like, it's because of the white cis male. And I'm like, who the fuck said that? Has it ever occurred to you that I need these white boys? Has it ever occurred to you? You think I love, it has nothing to do with skin color, but has it ever occurred to you that I not only do I like to hang out with black people and Asian people, but I kind of need, it's a lot of white men that love video games. I don't know where they brought the white people. Well, I know why, okay? But when I first heard it, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? You want to know the moment that I knew shit was falling down for pop culture? It's not actually from a video game. It's actually from a TV show on Netflix. That TV show is called Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix adaptation. Before that, I was like, bro, a Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, my favorite anime? Bro, this can't fail. And it's Netflix, bro. There's no way. They changed the story completely. They made fucking, bro, how do I say this without tearing up? Because this is my favorite anime. They changed the whole story of Spike Spiegel. They made his Julia, his love interest, like some girl boss out of fucking nowhere. They made Fate Valentine into a queer, knowing very well she would never fucking do that. The only person that kind of fit was probably the big dude with the beard. I forgot his name. The Spike Jet. Hell, I was like, okay, the black guy can pull it off as long as he pulls off the part. Now I'm at this point in life where I'm like, fuck that nigga. Okay? We got a black Snape. Now every time when I see a black person that's supposed to be a white person, I'm like, fuck it all. So bro, if you think about it, you gotta wait until you gotta wait until you hear how he plays. So it's not all about skin color, because you're being racist right now. You're being racist, and I'm over here looking at this nigga call me racist about black people, and then I look at my skin and I'm like, shut your dumb ass up, nigga. Shut your dumb ass up. He's like, if you want... We're going off topic. Let's just get back to the video. Okay? Let's go.
I was the weird one. When I started making them, everyone thought I was crazy. The teams were small. There were 10 to 100 people. And they were passion projects. The game developers were gamers because many of them started by modding in their garages. They were the audience, so there was no disconnect. They didn't need a big playtest group because they could tell if what they were making was fun. And they didn't face the issue a lot of devs face today in big studios, where they land on a game that they wouldn't play themselves. There was definitely some competitiveness, but it was all in fun. Peter Moore, who ran Xbox back in the day, has talked about how he encouraged the console wars. He said he did it because gamers loved seeing the Xbox versus PlayStation arguments.
I did like that.
And that healthy competition lifted
I
all
did
ships.
like that.
Behind the scenes, we still
Shout out to E3. I miss you, E3. Shout out E3.
went to each other's parties and we
But now when you hear about Xbox versus PlayStation, it's just two ugly bitches fighting over a piece of fucking cheese. Back then, it was booth babes, blondies. It was blondies versus ebony hairs with big busty tits and shit. It was great. I was like, bro, Xbox 360, bro, we got Gears of War, what's it called? Sorry. God, I know how. I have the game right here. We got Gears of War, Halo. They had fucking God, what's the other one? The one that that's on the tip of my tongue. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up because I know I have it downloaded. Good Lord. What's happening to me? I'm not gonna stop until I find it. Yes, Kingdoms of Amalur. It was on 360. Fable, that was the 360 side, and then PlayStation had God of War. It was, God, what? Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. We had Crash Bandicoot. We even had like all these great games that was for gamers and it was for boys. And then if there was any girls around, they liked the shit too because they liked the shit. They didn't come over here and said, bro, we need more girls. No, that was all a fucking lie. And now Xbox versus PlayStation, it's like watching a fat black bitch with a blue shirt, and then on the other and on the green side, it's some woman wearing a hijab, and they're both fighting over one's trying to eat the bacon and the other one is trying to pull the bacon away. And I'm just like, bruh, stop. The fight's over. Okay, PlayStation won.
celebrated our gaming wins together. It felt like a real community. It felt like we were all part of the same team and part of the same club. And the talent in the industry was everywhere because making a game was hard and the technical
This video's giving me depression, man. Those were the days. The load times took forever. Half the games had piss yellow filter, and I'd go back to that any day. Bro, absolutely. You remember that Mad Max game? You remember that fucking... Bro. Bro. Oh, man. Vampire the Masquerade. Shit, Burnout. Shit, Burnout. Fucking Bully.
challenges and the speed of change in hard
LA Noire. LA Noire was fucking base, bro. They just came out of nowhere. Shut your Jewish Democrat ass up, bitch. And I was like, you can say that? He's like, ain't nobody want to listen to your goy fucking ass. And I was like, bro, they're just slow. They're slurs. And I was like, I think they said like the N-word like 3 times on this game. And I was just like, bro, they're just saying shit.
Kept the bar high. It was about your ability to self-teach and quickly understand the latest tech. You didn't go to GDC to sit through a tutorial on how to inject climate change themes into your game. You went to GDC for survival. You had to learn from all of the amazing people around you. Look at John Carmack. He didn't have a master's degree in computer science.
Climate
he dropped
crisis.
out of college after a couple of semesters.
If you're going into the game industry and you're talking about the climate crisis, you need to fucking get lobotomized. 100%. What are you doing here?
And he taught himself. He co-founded id Software and basically invented the modern first-person shooter.
That's the game. That's the game that I was saying. What did you just say to them, bro? He's standing right in front of it. You said the yellow piss filter. What's that game called? It's called not Rust. It's something else. I played that game. The game's pretty fun.
With
it's kind of
games
like Mad Max.
Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, and Quake. Yes, there was some big money to be made, but it wasn't about that. id Software started with shareware. They would release the first part of the game for free, and if you liked it, you paid for the rest.
Bro, you remember Duke Nukem, man? You remember Duke Nukem? And then you would open a door and some woman with her tits out was like hanging off of some tendrils and shit, and she was like, and I was like, we need that back.
That's how Doom spread like wildfire and made them successful without giant marketing budgets. And then everything started to change as games moved from counterculture to mainstream. Of course, back then,
I like how back in the day, and this is how you know you could differentiate between the right and the left, because when the right, because I'm a right winger, back then, because like, this is what people did. They talked about like, oh man, Pokemon was bad, is because it's the sign of the devil, or Mortal Kombat is the sign of like like sin and stuff. And then what did they do? They just talked about something else. That was my side, okay? Because I'm a Christian, and that's all they do. It's like, bro, is this bad for children? And then they just talked about something else in the next day. The people made it like, bro, they pushed this on us every I was around that time. It didn't fucking last long, okay? They talked about it either once or twice and kept it moving. I don't want to hear a fucking word from Asmongold or anybody else saying like, bro, they're trying to change. They're pushing censorship. They're trying to push censorship away from us. The churchgoers talked about Pokemon maybe once or twice and then stopped. Talked about Mortal Kombat once or twice and then stopped. And then when it came to like 2026 right now, we got people in like DEI saying like, listen, we like right now with DEI and like the left is doing right now, where they're just like, yo, we love anime, but we need you to stop the fan service. As a matter of fact, we're going to stop you from getting paid. We're going to contact Visa and MasterCard, and you're just not going to get paid. And I'm over here just like, holy shit, you couldn't have a conversation like back in the day? But the left was like, bro, just having a conversation about censorship was not enough. They were just like, bro, let's rip a whole fucking... And I don't want to hear anybody saying like Collective Shout was right wing. They're not fucking right wing. They're all fucking feminist. They're a bunch of fucking wine moms that don't get any dick anymore, okay? They're not right wing at all. No right winger's gonna fucking take that shit away from you, okay? None of those bitches own guns, and none of those bitches have their kids around anymore, okay? They are not right wing. Don't get on to me about that. This is all the fucking left. They just fucking take and take and take, and when they see that nothing's changing, they attack your income.
People had no idea.
Nice hair, by the way. You look like fucking Lethal Weapon 4.
Who actually made the games. Most game developers were basically anonymous. John Carmack and John Romero built Doom and Quake, but outside of hardcore PC circles, most gamers didn't.
That's how you know you're a game developer, when you're a boy with disheveled hair. You just had hair that went like this. So yeah, what I try to do is I try to make sure that the graphics are top notch and then the pixels work with the pixels. And then we got like 5 different guns in the game, and whoa, we got titties in the game. But yeah, that's in the game too. But yeah, game's coming out real soon. Yeah.
Even know their faces, and they were easily the most famous game developers back in the day. You didn't see devs on stage giving interviews or posting daily updates. You didn't know their names or what they looked like.
Nope.
The game was the star. Gamers bought it, they played it, and if something was broken, they posted it on a forum or they sent an email. They let the games speak for themselves.
Dante's Inferno.
Back then, developers were in the trenches making the game, and the players were on the other side enjoying it. There was distance, but it was a healthy distance. That anonymity had real upsides because it allowed the devs to focus on the work instead of managing their public image. It also meant that when players gave feedback, it usually felt like it was coming from fellow gamers, not enemies. The press were the gatekeepers back then, but reporters mostly focused on the game, not personal questions.
Exactly.
There were some disadvantages because these gatekeepers weren't always fair. I remember when I was working on Gears of War, I also was working on Zoo Tycoon, and no matter how good Zoo was, it usually got lower review scores because it wasn't a hardcore game.
Yeah.
So you'd have these outlets who were mainly focused on shooters having to do a review of Zoo. They don't like the genre, so the game didn't do that.
Man, I miss those days. They said I miss those game journalists, bro. It's like, so what's going on with Dude? It's like, so what's going on with this game, bro? What's going on with Halo? What's going on with Gears of War? It's like, well, we don't have any information on Gears of War right now. But if you want to look over here at Sims 2, nobody cares about Zoo Tycoon, bro. Nobody cares about Sims, bro. You want me out here playing life? You want me to talk to my audience about life? I want to shoot people. I miss those days, bro. Now we got fucking game journalists coming out saying like, Crimson Desert is a bad game because, well, I don't know what the story is. I don't know what the story of Crimson Desert. I don't know what's the story. I'm gonna have a bad experience if the story's bad. I know I just did a German suplex on this one guy and then threw him off the map and then did a 10-hit combo with my greatsword on this one boss. But what's the story? What's Cliff all about? What's his trauma? Fucking hate it here, bro.
We just ignored most of it and kept going. Then everything accelerated when big business really moved
darkness?
in. Investors could smell the money, and suddenly that old model of make a great game, sell it once and move on wasn't enough anymore.
I used to work here.
Then resellers like GameStop showed up and they started reselling the games many times for a cheaper price. Game makers would invest millions in a single player game and then watch a lot of the money go to the GameStop instead of back to the studio. A popular game could get resold 7 or 8 times, and the developer
I should have never sold my games.
See the money from the first sale. That hurt. And gamers.
Yeah, the left instead wants to completely fucking own the industry. They want to control and corrupt it to use major franchises to push their ideology, which is funny because BlackRock, the CEO of BlackRock, just talked about him saying, well, this isn't working out. Yeah, it was a bad idea. We're probably gonna pull out here real soon. Yeah, it didn't work at all. That's his words. He said, so we tried this whole DEI ESG thing and it didn't work at all. His own words. And I was like, nah, shit, nigga. No way. Remember when you could play games in Walmart? Bro, you're sending me back, bro. You're hurting me. You're sending me back. If you send me back, I ain't coming back, guys.
Weren't doing anything wrong. They wanted cheaper games. It's understandable what happened, but it made it much harder for the developers to get paid for the work that they were doing. So publishers started chasing the live service dream. Instead of a complete game you buy and own, we got games that are never really done.
Yep.
We have always online requirements, battle passes, digital rights management so they don't lose money on the first day, microtransactions for skins, weapons, or even faster progression. And I saw this shift happen up close. I watched games go from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars, the teams ballooning out of control.
Xbox.
The pressure changed from make something fun to you're going to have to hit these engagement metrics and these particular revenue targets. Devs who just wanted to pursue cool gameplay, they started answering to spreadsheets.
Yep.
And the players felt it. You don't really buy the game anymore. You license access to something that can disappear if the server.
What was the biggest game that made me go, holy shit, I own nothing? What was the game to you guys? The game that finally made you go like, holy shit, I own nothing. I think the game that did that to me would be Final Fantasy 14. Now I get it, it's an MMO, and that's just the way it is. But I spent a lot of money on Final Fantasy 14, and then I left at a point where I was like, I think I've had enough fun on this game. And then I thought to myself, well, the experience was fun, but good lord, I own none of that shit. I own none of that shit. Another game would have to be like a gacha game that I played, and I left that game and I was like, holy shit, how much money did I spill into this game? And then I just uninstalled it. It's kind of like the reason why I stopped playing Marvel Rivals, where I was just like, oh, hold up, am I keeping any of this shit? The crew for you?
Shut down.
I hate pay to. I hate any game that requires me to stay online, and if I'm not online, you can't play any of your games, which is kind of concerning because I'm on Steam.
A single player experience with always online checks, loot boxes, and time-limited events. And games started to feel a lot less like entertainment and more like a job with optional spending you could do. Look at what happened with Concord. It launched with huge expectations. It cost a...
Bro, they came up to us and said, wouldn't you like to play a game that... Wouldn't you like to play as a female black sniper that looks like Jar Jar Binks? A they-them robot that looks like a giant suppository. A white dude that's actually green. A big muscular dude that is very unoriginal. And an ugly Asian bitch. That's what they said. And then you look at the game and I'm like, is this Concord or is this Destiny? I can't tell which game this is.
Fortune to make, and it shut down within a couple of weeks. Gamers see these expensive live service experiments that nobody really asked for, and when they flop, a lot of people cheer. Not because they hate the developers who made them.
I fucking hate them! I hate them! I fucking hate them! They're a waste of fucking air. I hate them. They have been fucking up all the shit that I like. I hate them, and they should never be in the game industry or in the film industry or anything like that. They have completely abandoned us and me. I hate them. I used to say that. I used to say, oh, I don't hate you. I hate what you changed on my shit. No, because you not only changed what I liked, you not only did you pervert the shit that I like, you also came up to me and said, this is all your fault. That is some fucking mind fuck shit. That's like that. It's kind of like Tobey Maguire. That one movie that Tobey Maguire did that I'm surprised he didn't get an Emmy for, where he's smashing all the shit in the kitchen, and he's upset because his wife fucking cheated on him with his own brother. She cheated on him with his own brother while he was away and deployed, and we're the people that are Tobey Maguire. Like, I hope I'm coming back to my video games and they stay the exact same. And then you come back and they perverted everything. They fucked up the whole house. It doesn't feel like home anymore. And then you're just like in that movie, the kid's like, why don't you just fucking back up, grifter? And then the wife is crying like, please, honey. And we're just like, why the fuck are you crying? I should be crying. You fucking up my video games. I should be crying. You fucked up Dragon Age. You fucked up Gears of War. You fucked up all my favorite shit. Why the fuck are you crying? That's how it feels.
But because it feels like the market is finally hearing gamers' voices.
Ooh. No, actually, she's right. She's right.
And those voices are saying, no, I'm not going to be an endless wallet for
that
you.
Game, brothers.
Gatekeeping has been part of the problem too. It started with game journalists and then moved to streamers and YouTubers. Game companies understandably want to control the message, so they offer early access or they pay the creators directly.
Yeah.
It's hard for creators to make money on content,
Yeah.
so many of them get lured in. We saw this clearly in 2016 when Warner Brothers settled with the FTC for paying influencers to post positive videos for Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor without proper disclosure. Millions of views later,
I can't forget
gamers
that.
felt deceived. This is big business. Of course, they're going to protect their investment, and that erodes trust even more.
How are you going to give thousands of dollars to influencers over a Lord of the Rings game where you cut down orcs and control them? Bro, you better like my game. What's your game? It's like, you better like my game and tell everybody the game is great. Well, what's the game? Well, you go around as Troy Baker, and you're inside you after you die is the ghost Celebrimbor, and you control orcs, and you can control a whole vicinity of orcs and use them to your will, and there's a whole fucking nemesis system. And then the influencers are like, man, you drive a hard bargain. What a waste of fucking money. Like, you couldn't have a little bit of pride with your shit, where you could be. I don't get it. If you came out with a fucking furry game, okay, you probably need to give people $1,000 to say this is the best game ever and just lie. But when you give out Shadow of Mordor, it's just like, you better like the game, or I'll throw $5,000 in your face, and you're like 50 hours into Shadow of Mordor trying to get all the trophies, and you're just like, I don't like this game. I'm not feeling the game. Don't look at my Xbox. Don't look at my achievements. Yeah, I don't like this game. So you're gonna have to give me $2,000. Yeah, and then I'll let people know that the game is good. Yeah. If it was 2026 and you were talking about Marathon, now we have a conversation.
And that's the problem. The gatekeepers often make gamers feel like something is off. At best, they look out of touch. At worst, it feels like they're lying.
Yeah, if you come out with 1348 Exvado, I get the investment. He's like, Decembro makes a video about Exvado. It says, this game is complete hot dog water. And then they throw $500 at fucking Decembro, and then he doesn't say anything, and then they throw another $500 at Decembro, and he's like, actually guys, if you give it another update, this game might be game of the year.
Us. Look at Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Okay, critics gave it an 84 on Metacritic. Users, a 4. Compare that to Crimson Desert. It faced heavy backlash over the AI
We're going to talk about this later.
And got hammered by some. Yet many players are actually enjoying the gameplay, and the scores show it.
Fucking love this game.
Gamers look at that, and they start asking why one game seems protected while the other gets dragged.
This is the area, this is the turning point, by the way. This is the biggest turning point in all of the game industry, where normal people are saying it now. I've just run into 4 different videos of different YouTubers saying like, bro, they just fucking lied. This game's great. Yeah, bro, the guy just fucking lied. He's like, like ran into like 4 videos about it where 4 different videos, and people are just like, bro, they just lied. And now that's all I get are videos of people that are just like, what the hell? He's like, this is completely different than what they were saying.
No matter what.
This lady has been on a freaking point. She's been actually looking at her surroundings. Yeah, 100%. I love this woman.
And then there are the game developers that sometimes feel threatened on
Giving Veilguard a 4 out of 10 is sympathy. It deserves nothing more than a 3 or below. Yes.
on social media, so they lash out and try to control the narrative. And a lot of times they don't realize how out of touch they are with the actual people buying and playing their games.
Yep.
On the one hand, it's understandable. They're heads down working on the game for years. But with bigger teams, a lot of times you're also getting people on the project who are no longer there to make the best game possible. You get consultants or internal voices pushing priorities.
Too many consultants, too many writers, too many people just piling up doing the same shit. And then you got the consultants are even worse. By the way, back in the day with video games, there were 0 consultants. People just put characters in the game just because. Now these fucking, you remember Kind of Funny Games when they came out and said, listen, the only people that know how to make black characters are the black people. Fuck you.
That have nothing to do with fun. Take the art director on Avowed. When he was challenged about some of his creative choices, he posted that he so badly wanted to make Elon Musk mad with his game.
I remember that bitch.
Obviously, his focus wasn't on making a fun game for the players.
Nope.
It was about pushing a message. And that message has reach. Controversial rage bait gets amplified fast on social media. Even when developers are trying to be measured, their words can get twisted, and the next
My video going over the weird, oh my god, you can't even run in this game started off as one of my most disliked, and by day 2 it was a backup by 90% likes. Wait, which game is this? Wait, going over the weird, oh my god, you can't even run in this game. Is that Xvado or Crimson? Or no, not Crimson Desert.
next thing you know, their game is caught in the crossfire. And this is why we're here today. The camaraderie we used to have took a real hit. When the relationship is built on how much more can I get you to spend on my game, trust erodes fast. When your favorite influencer or journalist is suddenly praising a game that clearly isn't good, trust erodes fast. And when you find your favorite game maker is more focused on pushing a message instead of making a great game, trust erodes fast.
Yep.
I started as a board gamer because that's all we had when I was a kid. But as soon as I could start playing video games, I did. And I remember how magical those early days were. And as a gamer first and later a game developer, I see both sides. And when I look at this rift, it's heartbreaking, right? Game developers just want to make the games that they love. They want to make a game and let everything like the money and how we get to the next one sort itself out.
Just steal their goats. That's good money.
They just want to play the game. They don't want to have to try to figure out how they're being conned or spend hours researching to make sure that the game that they're being sold is what they're actually buying. I still long for those simpler days. I understand things change, but I also believe we.
Oh yeah, like you I'm finally glad, by the way, they patched up Crimson Desert to where you can hold the sprint button and run instead of clicking the button to run and shit. But here's the thing about Crimson Desert, when you run, your character doesn't fucking stop until like 2 seconds after. So when you run, there's a little bit of after effect after you stop running, where you hold the button and then you're running and then you stop, and then your character does this whole thing like they just ran a track meeting, and I'm like, nigga, you're about to fall off the fucking hill. Stop running. Stop doing this whole extra running thing like woo. And I'm like, just stop. I stop. My hands are off the keyboard. Just stop running. It's a little bit floaty there.
can get back to what made gaming special. At some point, the game makers and the players need to give each other some grace, because we are all on the same team. At the end of the day, we all want great games to play and to make.
It's been a year since we launched Baldur's Gate 3, and the response to the game has been absolutely fantastic.
Like, I love this guy, by the way. She's 100% correct, but there's one avenue that she needs to understand, and she probably already does, is that there are people within the game industry that will not and cannot let go of their ideology and their activism. There are people intentionally making certain characters ugly. When I make a game, I want you to have fun. There will definitely be certain things that I don't put in the game that goes against my beliefs or that I just won't put in the game, period. And I'll keep it that way. I'm still gonna do it, but I'll give the player enough fun into the game where they'll just fucking forget about it. Like, there's certain things that I wish that they added in certain older games like Baldur's Gate 3 and like even like Crimson Desert, but I still play the games. You know, that's just like, you don't have any same-sex marriages in the game. Yeah, I don't have that, but all the characters are hot, and you can also German suplex a boss. So take your pick. If you just came to my video game just to have same-sex relationships, I'm sorry to say you're gonna have to look for a different game. He's like, but I put enough of this game to where it's a fucking great game. And there will be people that are just like, bro, just let it go. Bro, just let it go, bro. It's like, no, the only reason I play games is to have relationships. And I'm like, girl, you need to find a real man, okay? He's like, that is, when people are desperate for relationships in games, I'm just like, bro, I get it, but you need to find something real. Okay, it's good. and that can correlate back, like it can go backwards as well, to where it's just like you play Veilguard and you're just like, we don't have to have romances. You know what I mean? It's like, I need romances, and then there's me playing Veilguard where I'm just like, I don't need to romance anybody. I'm good. I'm good. I would prefer that we don't have romances in Veilguard. And then Tosh comes up to me and be like, drop your drawers, boy. And I'm like, no romances. Let me finish the game. And then let me somehow get you all killed at the end. Let's just finish the fucking game. Great video. It's like the Spider-Man 2 fucked up. It had cringe in there, and instead of expecting the next one to be better, I'm actually expecting it to be way worse, because that's just how activism works. Bro, can I say something about Spider-Man 2? That was the most anti-Spider-Man game I've ever seen. That was the most anti-Spider-Man game I've ever fucking seen. They wanted Spider-Man, the white Peter Parker, not Miles Morales. They wanted to make sure that Spider-Man was bro. Where do I even begin with Spider-Man 2? They hated him. They gave everything to Miles Morales. They fucking hated Peter Parker. And I was like, bro, my boy. And Tosh told the player a soap drop. What do you think? Will you waste good soap around here? Meanwhile, when we didn't have to worry about activism and we just had to worry about mistakes, well, it's like GG. They'll learn and get better as they move on. You remember back in the day when we played games and we were just like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Bro, the next Mass Effect? Bro, did you even see that coming? Bro, it's crazy. Did you see that Lord of the Rings game? Bro, I didn't see that coming. These ideas are so cool. It's like there's such good ideas in this game. I would have never thought of these ideas. And now we get these boring, mid, disgusting, degenerate, queer games. And we're just like, you could have done something here. You could have done something here. You should have taken that off the game. The fact that we already know what's about to happen and we have better ideas of what to do in your game than you do is a bad sign. Back then we were just like, bro, did you see that game? Now we're just like, well, why didn't you add this? I sent a DM apologizing about not getting back to you the other day, by the way. My bad. I owe you the next time you want to set up a hard stream. Yeah, no problem, man. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, we can do one on Sunday if you want. Yeah, 2 p.m. Yeah, we'll set something up. Talk about games for a little bit. Tomorrow. But yeah, absolutely. Because there's some stuff I still want to talk about. Well, Spider-Man 3 is going to be the Asian chicks, Silk and Miles. Peter couldn't even get his own trilogy before. Peter Parker is going to die in the next Spider-Man. Peter Parker is going to die in the next Spider-Man. 100%. And that's going to piss off a lot of people. Peter Parker is the average kid who is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And when you spit and maim and kill Spider-Man, everyone gets upset. How did it make everybody feel when Infinity War came out, or when Thanos finally arrived and he Thanos snapped everybody, including Spider-Man? Everybody, I think that was the one gasp I heard in the entire theater was nobody gave two shits about Black Panther fucking getting Thanos snapped. But as soon as they saw Spider-Man holding on to Tony Stark, everybody was like, oh no, Spider-Man, no. And then they saw Black Panther get Thanos snapped in the back in the back of the bus. They were like, Spider-Man, are you okay? You gonna make it, buddy? You gonna make it, buddy? No. They just oh no, I'm dying. Keep it down back there, black guy. Keep it down. Keep it down. Alright? You don't need all that emotion. You don't need to be that loud. Peter Parker, are you gonna make it? Please. Please. No. Keep it down there. Get. I think also Bucky getting Thanos snapped kind of made me sad too. I love Bucky. Sounds good about the stream. Not Spider-Man dying. That's gonna be a cringe, man. I love the first game, and then they just squandered it, bro. They got rid of the peak Spider-Man when Peter Parker looked like a Chad, and he had those fucking the peak Spider-Man when he had those fucking lips, bro. He was like Professor Osborn. I'll see you at the lab. And when I saw MJ in the first Spider-Man, I was like, okay, Peter Parker. And then Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, nigga, she can crack walnuts with this fucking chin. What are we doing? What you making all that sound pulled out there, boy? Spider-Man Web of Shadows romance Black Cat and take over the city as the symbiote. Peak ending. I wish, but then they had fucking they made Black Cat hot, even though she should have had a bigger bust size. But they were just like, listen, my name is Black Cat. I'm gonna, by the way, in Spider-Man 2, you were helping Black Cat steal something. As Miles Morales or Spider-Man or whatever, I think it was Miles Morales, you were helping her steal something. Congratulations, you're a criminal now, Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, I'm taking this so I can return to my fucking girlfriend. I'm like, Black Cat's gay now? What the fuck? No, she's not. She's strictly dickly like Catwoman. Stop. And by the way, they purposely made fucking Black Cat attractive because they were just like, listen, I'm never coming back. I'm going back to France. I'm scissoring my girlfriend. I need to leave you guys. And you knew they fucking hated Peter Parker because Peter Parker was not around for Black Cat leaving. They let Miles Morales do it out of nowhere. I was like, Miles Morales, you don't know anything about Black Cat. Why are you here? It would be more beneficial for if Black Cat is gonna leave. Wouldn't it be beneficial if Peter Parker was there? No, they didn't do that shit. They wanted to make sure that they were ways apart. She aged 30 years between games. Yeah. Spider-Man 2, she gets relegated to Miles and reveals that she's gay and has a girlfriend in France. Yep, that's what it was. Of course, the group all about diversity and representation made the Black Spider-Man criminal. He's not Spider-Man, he's Miles Morales. Yeah, I'm not gonna hear that slander. This is why I'm worried about Wolverine, because Wolverine's my favorite Marvel character. And everything about fucking Wolverine is manly, and they are so ready. They are so ready to demasculate fucking Wolverine or Logan. I know they are. They see Logan and they're just like, they're gonna give you all the rage of Wolverine, and then they're gonna surround you with ugly bitches and be like, Wolverine, you need to calm down. Okay? You need to calm down. You need to fucking work on, I don't know, your bonsai trees or some shit. And I'm just, bro. They put in the most manly character and gave it to Insomniac. And I'm over here just like, I like how the developers were like, I like how the developers were thinking like we were saying, there's no way Insomniac Games is going to actually have Wolverine kill people because it's graphic. No, stupid. The reason that we were worried about Insomniac actually having people, having people get killed is because how do I say this? It's because you're pussies. That's why. It has nothing to do with, can they do it? Can they pull it off? Do they know what blood looks like? No! We looked at Insomniac Games and said, is Insomniac Games pussies? And then we saw that you put blood into the game, and then we're just like, okay, you put blood into the game and gore and stuff. I still think you're a pussy. But yeah, you can actually put death and killing into your game. That's the only reason. Not, bro, do you know what blood looks like? Do you know how to cut limbs in a video game? Have you ever played Dead Space? Do you know what you're doing for cutting limbs off? No! We're just looking at Insomniac games like, I don't know, guys. Y'all are kind of bitch made. That's what we were saying. It's kind of like, it's like talking to a retard, and we're just like, listen, man, I know that you retards are always nice, so there's no way that you're going to make a graphic novel or something like that where crazy stuff is happening. And then Insomniac Games came out, said, and then Wolverine amputated all those mercenaries. And I was like, oh shit, the retard knows. Retard was so focused on fucking knights and dragons and peanut butter. And now he's like, and now the retard is like, we're gonna put blood in the game. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't think the retard. It's like, you want to throw anything else in the game, retard? I'm gonna put boobies in the game. And I'm like, oh shit, the retard's gonna put boobies in the game? Shit, I'm over here thinking that he's just gonna, it's gonna be like Chuck E. Cheese when he makes this game. You kind of just have to think about how soy Peter was with the symbiote. It should have been so much better, but instead he was just a bit rude to MJ and Harry before apologizing. You remember that moment where Venom came into fucking Peter Parker's house and pushed Peter Parker into the kitchen, and then they did an angle to where it made Venom look like he was dicking down MJ. That was a fucking choice. There's no shot you didn't think about that. There's no shot. These developers think about every single detail when it comes to cutscenes. Why would you do that? They pushed Peter Parker into the bathroom, and then it made Venom look like it made Peter Parker look like a cuck, because from the angle. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, because you're not gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, that was easy. Nah, Peter went from handling the Sinister Six to getting beat up by a fridge. And all I put was Spider-Man 2 sus Venom moment. That's all I did. That's all I did. That's all I did. That's all I did. I said, is everybody thinking about the thing that I'm thinking about? And everybody's like, yeah, that was fucking weird. Let's cut the white Spider-Man and give the black Spider-Man Jesus powers. He's right. Oh my God, he's right. The touch of a black man. One touch is all you'll need. Bro, I want to laugh. Bro, I want to laugh at it, but her face, dude, her face is so busted. What the fuck? If you'll recall, the developers said they didn't change her face at all. Bro. No, not fucking...
This totally belongs to...
Don't move.
Buddy, if I had a nickel for every don't move...
Hey, Pete.
MJ? What are you doing here?
Same as you. Working. At least, I was.
Oh, I think this is yours.
Yeah, thanks.
So Robbie's got you covering a break-in for the Bugle?
Well, Robbie doesn't technically...
Bro, even I'm just like, bro, you got maybe 5 minutes. You got maybe 5 minutes and then you can go save the world. Just pull your pants down. You got maybe 5 minutes.
Technically know I'm here. And it wasn't a break-in until a few minutes ago.
Huh?
Let me explain.
Not all the MJ moments. I don't want to be MJ. I just want to see him. Bro, this is the... Bro, MJ was fucking cute in this fucking shit.
Again.
As soon as he reads the article you're gonna write?
Bro, yo, see? What are you doing later, MJ?
Guaranteed promotion.
So, creepy man.
And then Sweet Baby Inc. said, make Peter Parker suffer, make MJ look like she's anorexic with a tombstone chin, and make Venom look like he's got a 19-inch cock. Because, by the way, the leader of Sweet Baby Inc., guess what? She's into fucking Bowser. In Bowser porn.
Ask guys. What's your take?
Just another night in the city. What's your take?
I feel like there's a bigger story there. Let's not make this all about business. How's it going with you? Did you get that promotion?
No, but we're on the cusp of something really big.
You know Oscorp would hire you in a heartbeat, right? One phone call to hair.
Sure, but Dr. Octavius's work will help millions. I'm right where I want to be, right where I should be.
Almost sounds like it's more important than your other job. I've never heard you talk like that before.
A lot can change in 6 months.
Why did you ask me here, Pete?
You know, just dinner between friends.
Even the OG version of Insomniac, even OG Insomniac Spider-Man was just like, MJ is hinting at sex and Peter Parker is aloof, which is true because Peter Parker is aloof when it comes to romance. It's just part of his character, because MJ's clearly going like, this is what women do, where they're just like, it's like, do you want to come over to my house and see my cat? And then Peter Parker is just like, you have a cat at your house? Awesome, I love cats. And then MJ just guides Peter to her house with this look on her face, with this look. Yeah, right this way, Peter. Right this way. I ain't got no cat. I ain't got no cat. Oh God. The landlord doesn't allow pets into my fucking apartment, Peter. There ain't no cat in my fucking apartment. Spider-Man's looking around like, where's the cat? And then MJ's like, meow.
Friends. Is that what we are?
Oh my god, bro.
Maybe we could be, you know, if that's what you wanted.
There's a lot of baggage here.
Yeah, sure, but
When a girl does this, when they're just like, I told you. I've told you guys this before. Be a gentleman. It's like, oh, you want me to be kind? I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about being kind. I said be a gentleman. That's a completely different word. It's like, oh, you want me to be kind? No, I said I want you to be a gentleman. Okay? So it's like, oh, what am I doing here, Peter? It's like, you know what? This is a date. And you know what? We're gonna eat right here, and I'm gonna pay for it, and then I'm gonna take you to my house to see my Lego collection. And then by the time that MJ gets to Peter Parker's house, all of a sudden she's like, I don't like Legos, Peter. I don't like Legos. Like right as soon as Peter Parker turns the knob to his door, MJ's like, I don't really like toys. Just wanna, I don't really like toys. I don't really like Legos. But you know what I do like, Peter? I like them. I like that webbing in me, bro. I like that webbing in me. You understand me? Peter Parker's like, Peter Parker's holding a cross, and he's just like, he's like holding that, like that one kid holding the cross with the hand. I want that webbing in me. I want. Peter Parker's just like, leave me alone. I'm just an innocent man. I want that webbing in me. Oh, and I totally forgot. They did have sex in Spider-Man. They obviously they didn't show it, but they did have sex because like he left her house and he like had half of his suit on. They did have sex. In the second one, they barely even touched each other. Jameson meme of him laughing like, you serious? Like, maybe you can let a bank robbery or two slip so we can go visit my parents and have turkey for Thanksgiving, and then letting her hit the Peter Parker gets to her house, and Peter Parker's like, wait a minute, it's not even November. I know that. You just figured this out? No, hold on. No, we ain't holding on. Drop them draws, Peter. Drop them draws, okay? It's not even November. I'm aware. Everybody's aware that it's not November. Drop them draws, Peter. I was like, God dang. It's like, you want to bang? I mean, if you do, I mean, only if is just say yes, God damn it, go hit. Let the shocker rob the bank.
that's so bad. I mean, baggage can carry good things too, like money and keys, raspberry lip balm.
Do you remember why we broke up?
This is a trick question, isn't it?
Saved by the siren.
Talk to you later.
Go.
And pretty much it was just like, oh, I want to spend more time with you, and obviously you know what that entails is like, obviously a surprise chat. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Surprise chat. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? Women want to have sex with their partner. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Okay? Because this whole like hanging out with Peter Parker for 5 minutes and then going off and saving the world for 3 days kind of doesn't work out with most relationships. So they want to be with you, and that sort of relationship is exactly what you get with that. That's basically how it was with, that was the trueness of Spider-Man and MJ. or Peter Parker and MJ. That's how the relationship was formed. But then later on, Spider-Man finally dialed down because, you know, he was with MJ, he got married, he had a kid, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, he had to finally dial it down because he had a kid and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely like that. It's not even November. Last time I remember a black guy saying that was when his wife friend said Happy Black Friday, dog. Look at the sign on the window. Sorry, no public restroom. If it was Spider-Man 2, it'd be like gender neutral bathroom. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck off. Okay, let's talk about something that's gonna hurt. This is not gonna be a shocker to anybody, but we're gonna talk about this. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to talk about Amazon's TV series that was gonna be, you know, the Mass Effect series. This is, we remember we were gonna get a Mass Effect series out of Amazon, right? Okay, we remember that. We know what that entails, right? Okay, we're not strangers to it. Okay. I knew from day one what they were gonna do, and I know exactly how these words are being told. Amazon's new head of TV has requested new head of TV. What happened to the last one? That's so funny. New head of TV has requested that the Mass Effect series should be rewritten to appeal to non-gamers. A greenlit from the series is expected shortly. Now, do you honestly think that this person requested that it appeal to non-gamers? No. When I fired up the first Mass Effect as a child, I knew exactly what was going on. This whole idea that children are stupid is such a fucking lie. Children are smart. They can pick up stuff very easily. It just takes a little bit of time, but they can pick up stuff very easily. So this whole idea that it's like, oh man, appeal to like non-gamers, they're not talking about like, bro, you're just gonna go in here and you're gonna fight. This isn't about like, oh, we're gonna go in here and we're just gonna shoot up some husk, and then the main and side characters, you know, all the science that goes along with Mass Effect. They're not talking about dial it down with the lore or anything. They're not talking about that. They are not talking about that. They are talking about this as in make this shit dumbed down. They are talking about, hey, there's a lot of Zoomer kids up in here, so make a lot of shit that just kind of like with the same thing with Starfleet Academy. They just made a whole bunch of shit. It was like, oh, appeal to non-Star Trek fans. How did that go? That's right, it got canceled. It's like, oh, you could just jump right in and understand stuff. That shit don't work. People want stories. They want stories. Good stories. So, a perfect example from Starfleet Academy, because this is a perfect example, because this is space. The Star Trek and Mass Effect, it's space combat, you know, exploration, all that sort of stuff. So with Starfleet Academy, they didn't focus on the whole science of it, which is actually kind of interesting. They didn't focus on that. They focused on relationships. They focused on therapy for some odd reason. They didn't want to focus on all the science. If anything, after watching Starfleet Academy, you just felt more retarded. So now we got Mass Effect trying to appeal to non-gamers. I hope that the director is smarter than that, but I don't think so. Because if you think about it, and this is an odd thing because this is going to affect a lot of people. This is going to affect EA. This is going to affect BioWare. This is a cascading effect. This is a cascading effect. Kind of like with Warhammer when they brought out female custodians and everybody was pissed about it. And even though that was related to like the miniatures, it had a cascading effect onto all of Games Workshop. Their stock went way fucking down after all that female custodians. Nobody's buying that shit. It's like, oh, this is related to the minis, so it's not going to hurt the video games. It's not going to hurt the any sort of TV shows that we're going to make on Warhammer. No, it does. It does. Everything is connected in the great circle of life. So we already know what Amazon is all about. And this is a no-brainer. And this sucks because everybody knows what's going to happen. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? This is a bait, so don't worry about that. Is it a betrayal of the fans or just common sense to make a 200 million show accessible to everyone? True. Here we go again. You remember this one with Paramount where they kept on getting rid of his helmet? Remember that shit? I remember that shit. Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay? Yep. Rewritten to appeal to non-gamers is exactly how you kill a game adaptation before it even starts. And that could happen. Get a load of the whole shit with fucking Supergirl, where she said some retarded stupid shit out of fucking nowhere, where she's just like, well, it's like, I don't want to be owned by all of you, and I'm my own person. And I'm like, bitch, we do fucking own you. Everybody keeps on saying we don't own you. Actually, we kind of do. You got hired here. You got hired to be Supergirl, and you need to make sure that you be the best Supergirl that's ever been even drawn or written or whatever. That's your part. You signed up to this. We own you now. So every time that everybody knows this, by the way, every man that's been like Henry Cavill or what's his name, or Tobey Maguire or Ben Affleck, everybody knows that, oh shit, I got to do the best I can do in the situation that I'm in. And the audience will decide, oh man, this is a roaring success. Kind of like with the whole Game of Thrones thing with, you know, that same female actress. I think her name is Mrs. Alcock or something like that. Crazy name. But let me get back to Mass Effect, where everybody's reading behind the lines. And this sort of thing kind of affects the making of Mass Effect very early. Okay, just like with Supergirl, just like with Starfleet Academy, when you keep on doing this whole thing where it's like, kind of like with Black Snape, how he just came out and said, I'ma do my own Snape. Nigga, shut the fuck up. We own Snape. We decide the success of your show. We decide whether or not you're a good actor or an actress. We do fucking own you. Just like when I go to work and I have to make sure each customer that I have to deal with, I gotta make sure that they're happy. Hello? So yes, we in fact do own you. And if you don't do the part, if you don't look the part, that's just how it's gonna be. The market will decide for itself. And that's what we got with Mass Effect, where it's like, if you try to appeal to no one, well, guess who's gonna show up? No one. Anyway, that's all I got for today. They want more normies to jump into the games, I guess. The thing is that Lord of the Rings was not for normies, and everybody loves Lord of the Rings. World of Warcraft is not for everyone, and there's millions of fans that flock to them. Star Wars is not for everyone, and everybody a lot of people know about Star Wars. You can't walk around America without not knowing Star Wars. So when you make something that is substantial and completely your own, the market and the time will come. Same thing with Dragon Age. Dragon Age Origins was not for everybody, but a lot of people liked it. The same thing with Dragon Age 2, and then Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, if I remember correctly, Dragon Age Inquisition, they tried to make it easier for people to understand. They tried to make the whole gameplay easier because they knew that more people were going to play the game. Still a good game, but they did make it a little bit normalized. Not crazy, but they did normalize a lot of things. Perfect example would be the fact that they just put health potions or a potion thing on the side, and then it just quickly brings up your health. When back in the day we had like 5 different health potions and 5 different like mana potions. Like, they changed a lot. They changed a great deal. And they tried to make it for a wider audience. A lot of these developers, a lot of these filmmakers need to realize that most of the time the science, the lore, the deep storytelling, kind of like with The Expanse. The Expanse has a large history of lore to it. You take that away, you take away exactly what Expanse is, or Mass Effect is, or a Star Trek. You take that away, they'll find out. You just need an audience, make something good, and then grow it. More people will show up as it gains popularity. Appealing to everyone makes for a generic, safe slop, and that actually dies a lot quicker than a bad TV show. Like, a bad TV show would be, a bad movie would be like The Room. Everybody knows about, like, oh, hi, Mark, and they're like, oh man, this movie's trash, but it's funny. It's trash, but it's funny. But when you have a show that's just like, oh, my name is Jerry, I'm trying to search for Larry, and I'm with the N7, and don't worry about the N7, you don't need to know the lore on the N7. I'm bringing a fat black bitch, I mean a fat black fucking Asari woman. I have a feeling they're gonna make a fat black fucking Asari woman. I have a strong feeling they're gonna do it. Are we gonna put money down? Are we gonna put money down for that one? There's gonna be a fat black woman that plays an Asari. I'm calling it right now. All of the Asari are fucking attractive and healthy. They're gonna have at least the Vola are the only people that are fat, and they're gonna have fat Asari people. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I can't. It's gonna be trash. DA1 wasn't dark fantasy. Exactly. Only in the time travel part did you have any real darkness. Exactly. Exactly. Oh no, I'm not talking about Ashley was voiced by a black. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Star Trek when they had a fat black woman play some kind of creature in Star Trek. And I was just like, who the fuck is this? They're going to do the same thing for Mass Effect. 100%. We've seen what they've done with Rings of Power. We got black elves now and black hobbits. I don't even know how this fucking happened. I liked it when the roads were safe and nobody's horses got stolen by black hobbits, but now we got black hobbits now in Lord of the Rings now. Okay? You might if you're in the Shire, you might want to hide your peace pipe. You might want to hide that. Ugh. I want a Mass Effect style Warhammer game. It's kind of good. It's kind of good. Yeah, kind of. That's a good idea. God. Oh my God. Ridiculous. I think I'm going to keep on rolling. Okay. Let me do this one because I'm gonna make this one quick because I got a rumbly in my tumbly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one real quick. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing is easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We're here to talk about Crimson Desert again and how Travis Northup, the freelance writer, I mean unemployed writer, is going to do or try to do a rewrite or a re-review of Crimson Desert. Now, after he gave it a 6 out of 10, nobody believed him. Thinks it's complete bullshit. The game at least deserves an 8 out of 10 because he knows that his integrity is on the line. There's no way you would be trying to change a review unless you knew your integrity was on the line. Because now, and I hope that he does it, because now this would be the second time where he's just like, yo, the review is over, the game has been completely out, what are you doing another review for? They did the same thing with fucking Dragon Age, where they said, oh, it's a 9 out of 10. Oh, and what did they say about Dragon Age with the 9 out of 10? What did that fucking freak say? He said something along the lines of like, oh, and if we don't get another Dragon Age, what the fuck does that even mean? It's like, oh man, I really liked Dragon Age the Veilguard, but if we don't get another one, and I'm like, what the hell is that? That's like going up to your wedding and you're about to kiss your wife and say like, I know, is like, you're the love of my life. You are the love of my life, and if it doesn't work out, I'll bang your sister. And he's like, what the fuck? At the wedding? You see what I'm saying? It's like some wild shit that they just throw in there, and you're just like, why did you say this? Cat game does have it pretty good. Yep, absolutely. Oh, we're gonna talk about that later. But anyway, back to Crimson Desert. Korea. I do want to talk to you right now because you over there in South Korea, you are 100% completely correct on how it's going over here in the Western gaming sphere. We're going to look at this thing up on global. I did the best I can with the translation, and this is what you guys put from Game Vaccine. The paradox of of Crimson Desert that would have been praised if it were made in the U.S. Criticism from Western critics continues despite sales of 4 million copies. I think that 4 million copies scared Travis Northup, and now he wants to fucking try to solidify his fucking career. Intensifying double standards such as intimidation of K games and PC caution, a time of proof beyond the narrow standards of critics is imminent. Related article, Crimson Desert exceed 4 million copies. Dress Marathon, North American critics suspend users despite favorable reviews. Crimson Desert, adjacent user evaluation score increase, improvement work. I think these are other articles that he also had. But let me go down here. What if the logo of Naughty Dog or Ubisoft rather than Pearl Abyss had been embedded in the start screen of Crimson Desert? That is actually a good fucking question, because you're absolutely correct over there in South Korea. It's because they have favoritism over here. There are certain sort of incentives or DEI incentives and friends that they got over here. Yes, they're tight with fucking Capcom, because Capcom's been around for a while, and Japan's a little, there's something up with Japan where they're just like, oh, we'll just accept whatever you say. You wanna censor our game? We'll accept whatever you want as long as you buy our fucking game. That's the kind of shit that I can't stand with people over there in Asia, where At least with Black Myth Wukong, with Chinese developers, they don't take this shit from no one. What happened when Black Myth Wukong came out and that fat white bitch came out and said something about like, oh, they're misogynists over here in Black Myth Wukong. Oh, they're misogynists. First of all, based. Second of all, who gives a fuck? The game came out, sold 10 million copies, more than that, actually. And then the developers came out to IGN tried to come out and try to talk to the Black Myth Wukong developers and said, hey, let's talk about the game. What did they say? They said, no. No. We're good. Run along now. Bye. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. We need more of that. Stellar Blade or Shift Up developers are doing the same thing when they're linking up with people that have worked on Resident Evil. They're linking up with people that have like minds over there on Shift Up. The people that worked on Stellar Blade, they're no longer tied with Sony because they know that Sony has no money in it. The exclusivity shit with PlayStation is gone with Shift Up. And they decided, you know what? Let's just focus on the gamers, making good games and making hot characters. Yeah, that seems like a plan, fam. That's how a lot of these Asian developers need to be. You need to stay away from these fucking creeps, these weirdos, these queers, these people that come up to you and say, body type A and B, please. You let these motherfuckers in Japan, oh god, fucking Japanese people. You let these motherfuckers mess with your fucking Dragon Quest game. I know Dragon Quest is highly loved over there in Japan, and you let them censor your fucking remastered game. How could you let them do that? You are so fucking soft. So fucking soft. Let's keep going. We're getting there though. There's a lot of, it's even reaching the Japanese government with what's going on because they really don't like the censorship shit. We'll see how far that goes. Anyway, perhaps North American media outlets paid tribute, saying it is a revolutionary evolution that changed the paradigm of open world action adventure. However, reviews of the Korean-made AAA class masterpiece, which sold 4 million copies within 12 days of its release, are still harsh. Even developers joined in to criticize it as a JRPG game. I'm not sure what this is, but this is not just personal vitriol. It is an expression of collective rejection towards strangers who threaten the hierarchy of the console market that has been monopolized by Western countries. 100%. It is a fucking monopoly. And then these fucking crap writers like Travis Northup come up to you and say, what do they always say when they're struck with criticism? Well, it's just my opinion, guys. Ooh, it's just my opinion, guys. Fuck you. It's no longer your opinion anymore. You're supposed to be you're the upper echelon of fucking whether I like it or not. You're the upper echelons of access media when it comes to game journalists. If you are not like bar for bar with the gamer, then you are going to get destroyed. And I hope that you don't fucking learn a lesson. I pray that you don't learn a lesson. I'm that one motherfucker that's like, yo, this motherfucker messed with my daughter, and this is me when it comes to game journalists, okay? Because I don't want them to learn a lesson, okay? I want them to be buried. It's kind of like with a father who's in court after some weird PE teacher touched his daughter, and I'm over here just like, please set this man free. He didn't mean to touch my daughter. And then the policemen are like, he's gonna shoot him when he leaves. He's gonna shoot him when he goes to his house or something. Like the police are like, he's gonna try to shoot him in his sleep or something. He's gonna smother his face with this. That's me. That's me. I'm just like, no. Keep fucking separating yourself from the gamers, please. Please. double standards are not something that happened yesterday or today. When Neois PFalse was released for these are the people that made Life of P. Was released, foreign media labeled it an imitation, referring to FromSoft's Bloodborne. Oh yeah, that's right. They said it's like, what's this? This is just Bloodborne, but a wannabe Bloodborne. They did the same thing with Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, where they're like, wannabe Skyrim. These people are not nice people. They are not. They toxic positivity themselves so close to the sun, only to realize that they're burning in hell. Ooh, that was clean. You like that? You like that? That was a good one. I came up with that all. Anyway, when Western developers released the Soul-like genre, those who praised it as a genre inheritance imposed a strict standard for the lack of originality in Korean games. Yes, you're right. Shift Up Stellar Blade also took issue with the appearance of the character rather than the gameplay, and attempted to judge the work based on Western-centered PC political correctness standards. Yes, by the way, if you're over there in Korea, we don't like ugly people. We don't like it. We like male and female, and we like attractive character. Bro, we are not. That is not us. Okay, I'm just a normal gamer like everyone else. It is a fucking lie. Do not cater to them. You turn the cheek away from these fucking access media. They are fucking creeps. They are at the level of like, yo, we don't like weirdos, and then they are the weirdos. That's the type of people they are. We don't like beautiful people. Why? Because you're ugly? That's what it is. That's what it is. The contradictions of the Western world become clearer when we turn the perspective to our own game. Unlike Dave the Diver, which was embroiled in controversy over indie qualifications due to the injection of capital from the large corporation, it defended the box office success of Clair Obscur Expedition under similar conditions. Yes, you are 100% correct. In this way, those who have been silent about numerous indie, it's because of the people that were within Expedition 33. You think, listen, these are those developers within Expedition 33, those actors and actresses, that was Ben Starr and Jennifer Hughes, okay? They were gonna make sure that they were solidified. There's certain actors and actresses that would make, it's like, oh, you brought a gay voice actress to your fucking game? Oh, well, I'm gonna have to add 5 points to your fucking game now. You might get a fucking 8 out of 10. You brought a gay fucking voice actress. I fucking, and this is exactly how they think, because the same person that fucking graded Veilguard a 9 out of 10 was the same fucking lunatic that said, if you put Gulf of America in your game, I'm docking 2 points. The same fucking weirdos. In this way, those who have been silent about the numerous indie-wearing games supported by large Western publishers are drawing a line in the face of the global office success of Korean games by talking about the definition of indie. Regarding Marathon, which received harsh reviews from the users, famous Western media gave it a high score, saying it was a game that overcame strange prejudice. Yep, I heard that. This game has a metric score of a 5.8 out of 10. Yeah, we don't like that game. What you think I want to play a big-lipped or a big black-lipped fucking 3D printed weird bitch? No, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play as that. I'd rather play as Eve from Stellar Blade. Fuck all that. The contradictory attitude of dismissing Korean games as commercialism if they have excellent graphics, and disparaging them as unfriendly anomalies if they show originality does not work in their own games. Do not cater to them. In the end, sarcasm towards Crimson Desert is another name for the culture fear of a small Eastern country that completely absorbs its grammar and shows a performance that goes beyond that. Bro, he just gassed them up. It's like, bro, you just hate us because they ain't us. That's what he just said. You just hate us because they ain't us. That's what I want to hear. Just as K-pop and K-drama broke prejudice and became the global mainstream, K-pop Demon Hunter, K-games must also break through unfamiliar perspectives on random items and beautiful characters and move toward a new culture. Bro, say that again. Just as K-pop and K-drama broke prejudice and became the global mainstream, K-games must also break through the unfamiliar perspectives of random items. I think that's lost in translation. And beautiful characters and move toward a new culture. These motherfuckers just said, bro, a new dawn is coming. We're bringing back ass and titties. Awesome. Also, more innovation as well. Market indicators don't lie. The choice of 4 million people is much more honest than the narrow-minded pantomime of the I'm not sure what this is, probably lost in translation, of the critics. The Korean game industry has now passed the stage of being obsessed with recognition from the Western world and is standing in a time of proof where even their prejudices must be overwhelmed by their skills. Jesus. Oh my god, is this the perfect time to say shit? I don't know what these kids do. Hate us because they ain't us. That's not what I said, Albert. Oh my god. But here's another thing that I heard from GameSpot, where they said more games need to be honest and not finished yet. And I put up on here, Tom, what the fuck is this? Because I read the whole thing. They were talking about more games need to be honest about not being finished yet. And they talked about Cyberpunk, Starfield, No Man's Sky, and Crimson Desert. They brought up Crimson Desert first. But this is what I said. What the fuck is this? Cyberpunk 2077 1.0 was horrible, but a year later with a DLC, it's great. Starfield 1.0, you navigate slowly on the planet, and now a year later you have a vehicle to navigate. It's a great game now. Crimson Desert. They added everything we wanted within a week. There's no, oh shit, your game doesn't work, so we're gonna give everybody a refund, like with Cyberpunk 2077. It's not like No Man's Sky where they had to rewrite the whole shit. It's not like that. It's just we need to fix the controls. We need to give people a bigger stash, and now people can remove their visor or some shit like that. And of course we added new mounts because fuck it. Wow. And here comes the people from Baldur's Gate 3. This guy said, Crimson Desert is fun to play, but it is such a cynical amalgamation of borrowed mechanics. Fuck you, by the way, Baldur's Gate. It is now that what I call gaming plucked off a gas station shelf for a better or worse. Expect a lot more of this in the premium and free to play. There is less risk in it. This is the most fucking fucked up thing that I've ever fucking heard in my life. First of all, he's fucking wrong. This game has a lot to offer that actually melds with the gameplay. I don't know where he brought this shit up. And also, there's other stuff I want to do in the game because I don't know, because it's fucking fun. You know, you could have a whole ranch and a whole garden in your fucking camp. Nobody told me to do that. Do I want to do it? Of course I want to fucking do it, bro. I'm trying to make drugs. I'm trying to get meat and eggs on the table. I'm trying to feed my camp. I said to him, every game dev is borrowing from another game dev. It's the way of things. This idea that devs cannot take ideas from a whole bunch of games is a complete lie. What's the core thing gamers want? Fun. Well, they got that. Worst thing someone from Larian has said. I know what you... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. He's so off. Guess what? He's free to borrow too. Why doesn't he? Somebody else said something in relations to... Oh, and then he said, this is often true, but I can't remember the last time I saw the greatest hits of game mechanics in one pot. And I said, I can't remember back in 2012 when gaming was peak that devs would add pronouns to video games. Such a confusing thing to add. He didn't return for that one. He left that one. He kind of faded to black in that one. He was just like kind of left on the... He had to go to work, obviously. Yeah. Some random person said, it's like, imagine being such a weird little snowflake that puts that words upset you this much. And I said to him, how many genders can a kid be? And then he said, I don't care. And I was like, nigga. I don't want to deal with people like that. I don't want to have a full-blown conversation with this fucking weirdo. I was like, bro, I'm leaving. Bro, anybody that says, I don't care about that. And I'm like, never mention the Epstein files to me ever again. I care about kids. Don't come up to me saying anything like that. Oh, I don't care what pronouns a kid wants to use, but I care about the Epstein files. No, you fucking don't. Okay? Don't tell me you care about kids about this, but you don't care about a kid's about... Listen, just say you don't fucking like kids, okay? Kids are confused enough. But anyway, let's get back to the thing. This is something that I want you guys to see. You remember what I told you that you remember when we saw the Crimson Desert video where Travis Northup just said there's a lot of good in this game, but there's a lot of bad in Crimson Desert, and then he said nothing about the good stuff about Crimson Desert. And he just started pointing at the negatives and the negatives and the negatives and the negatives. And then all of a sudden, when he wants to point out about the negatives with Marathon, what is he saying?
What are some of the slip-ups that you've seen?
Yeah, I've got some notes on this game. So Bungie is like really famously bad at a couple things, and they're still bad at them in Marathon. Sorry, Bungie, I love you guys, but like there's just some stuff you got to work on.
You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of somebody working at Arkham Asylum. This reminds me of somebody... This reminds me of somebody working at Arkham Asylum and saying like, all right, Joker, I gotta put you in the cage this time. All right, you've been a bad boy, Joker. And Joker's like, I know. I'm out of my cage. I'm in my cell. I'm out of my cell. I'm in my cell. I'm out of my cell. And then the guard is just like, Joker, you're a criminal. You better. You see what I'm saying? Like obviously there's some bad shit about Marathon that nobody likes, and he's just like, ooh, Daddy Bungie, please don't hate me. Let me suck on your toes. Fuck that bitch. Fuck this big-headed fucking Jew, bro. I'm done. Is he a Jew? He looks Jewish to me, bro. He don't look Italian, bro. I am so done with these fucking game journalists. They are done. They are poisoned. South Korea, you are on the right path. Please stay the path. Please stay the path. Play your game. Enjoy your game. Make beautiful worlds. Innovate. Make your game. Fuck these fucking weird ass Westerners. Do not censor your shit. It's your own shit. It don't belong to anybody else. Fuck them. Because they're about to lose their job anyway. I love you, buddy. You're great, honestly, but you gotta go in the box. You can't just go killing guards. I'll let you out in 15 minutes. Come on. It's like, but I kind of want to escape and go see Batman. It's like, you little whippersnapper. You get in there. You get in there. You get back in that cell. I love this guy. I love this guy. You see him? I love this guy. That's Travis Northup, 100%. South Korea, you keep making those games. Alright. Alright. Alright, guys. Alright. Guys, that is it for tonight. What time is it? 1:30. I'm not going to stream Crimson Desert. I'm going to go to bed, and we will talk more about video games tomorrow. We'll talk about it with Dez, have some fun, and then I'm going to play some more Crimson Desert with you guys tomorrow. I thank you so much for being with me here tonight. Thank you for the support. It keeps me up at night. I mean, it makes me wake up early in the morning. And yeah, it's great. I've been playing Resident Evil 2 Remake this whole time. GG. Awesome game. Guys, you want to see this? I'm trying to check this out. So I'm thinking about buying a 360 so we can play Fable. I want to play Fable with you guys so bad. Yeah, I want to play Fable. I know I already purchased Fable, but I want to get physical copies of video games, and I want to play Fable with you guys 100%. I'll just have to get another 360. I'll try to hook it up somewhere, but I definitely want to buy Fable. I got it coming soon, so we'll see. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so much. Happy Easter. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see each other again. Have some fun tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Happy Easter.